Welcome to Hot Takes, everybody. It is I, Young Shiro, your co-host, along with my cohort, Luxury Noise. Say hi to the people, Paul.
Hi.
So Hot Takes is in its 5th season, and as you know, we are rotating out our co-hosts, and I am absolutely delighted to be joined tonight by Luxury Noise, who we've had on the show before. Very dear friend, very knowledgeable, very skilled, and a great host. So can't wait to get this one rolling. And we brought on our very first kind of like crossover episode with the guys from Night Clerk Radio. All Luxury Noise's pick. So, Night Clerk Radio, if you're not familiar, vaporwave podcast, been around longer than us. Hundreds of episodes. So, objectively, probably the top vaporwave podcast. Talk show, vapor adjacent, you know what I mean. So we're very, very excited to be joined by Birk and Ross, who've been at it for a very, very long time. And it's been a long time coming, to be quite frank. So without further ado, I want to thank everyone for tuning in live. All you regulars and new people alike, all my mods and community members. Thanks for being here tonight. We're really excited that you guys decided to give 2 hours or up to 2 hours of your free time to tune in and watch and or listen if you're listening in on podcasts. So anyways, to start out, just a couple ground rules. You'll see at the bottom the commands. Those are things you can type in with an exclamation point, and they do stuff. And at the bottom, it tells you what they do. Pretty cool. So I don't even have to really verbalize that. If you weren't here for the intro, we got a special mixtape from Luxury Noise showcasing what he's been into lately. I actually just duped his original playlist that he sent me via his Spotify, and I believe it said Luxury Noise hands you this mixtape in the mall, or this cassette, something like that, in the mall.
Yeah, Luxury Noise handed me this mixtape at the mall, and it's
super
like
cool.
It's all end of the '90s. It's honestly shit I was jamming then.
Hell yeah!
And that I've been jamming again now. So I just sort of
thanks for the donation, Lost Traveler.
That out. Ooh, money.
Yeah. With the first track being an Omni Trio track, I was like, okay, this is the real shit. And I remember when you joined us, not to get too deep into this, but when you joined us for a turntable night, you played hella cool breaks. And so, you guys got to check it out. It was curated specifically for this. And Luxury Noise is a deep source, a deep well of musical knowledge and experience. But anyways, speaking of that, I'm going to go ahead and just remind everyone before we do our recommendations, keep it kind, no racism, no sexism, no homophobia, no transphobia. Keep it kind. If you must punch up and punch way up. Don't punch the guy who has 5 more plays than you. That's not punching up, in my opinion. So just keep it kind in chat, please. And then, again, shout out mods for helping moderate. I'm going to launch into tonight. Of course, we were here a week ago. What a tight turnaround. So your boy Crate Digs Daily. Also keep me in the know if the audio levels are off. I've cranked the music a little bit compared to last week because upon rewatching the Skylar Spence episode, the background music was kind of quiet. So anyways, I want to put you guys on. We're going to just do 2 recs today. I want to save the time to let Paul, Birk, and Ross talk. It's only been a week, so a couple things I want to put y'all on. Not really vaporwave, but adjacent enough that I think you guys will appreciate. Found a compilation. Sometimes I like one of my crate digging methods. Sometimes is to just find compilations that are on record labels that are kind of like labels that have worked with certain artists that I really really like. You can still often use a record label as a source of finding additional kind of similar music, and especially with the genres that we're into. So I want to put you on this comp called Truth Diamonds 2. It's part of the Truth Diamonds compilation series from this label called Truth Radio. It's a lo-fi house label with a lot of really good stuff on there about Code Pump, No Format. I think there might even be a Cult Member track on there. If there's not, there's some stuff that on there that sounds a lot like it. Definitely check out Truth Radio's Truth Diamonds 2. Standout tracks. Let me see if I can pull that really quick. I'm looking at my iTunes. That's why my face got super bright just then. Let's see. Check out. Boy, you can tell I came to this one prepared. You know what? Honestly, the whole thing was kind of wall to wall, just straight bangers. I encourage you to actually give this one a full listen. And I am often the one who doesn't have the patience to do that, but this one was worth my time. No format, code pump, saturated color. Check it out. Anyways, yeah, picky as fuck. You're right, Lux. So check out that one, and then check out this album. This, I've been really. I'm gonna kind of diatribe on this for a second. I've been on this wave that I kind of got into kind of at the tail end of season 4, where I started finding really weird ambient, kind of experimental electronic like releases by people affiliated with like 3XL. Oh, thank you for the donation, Obson. Damn, appreciate that. Other weird little labels, and a member of our server who's an artist has coined, because he's a really big fan too. He's called the music Gulch Ambient. It's supposed to be kind of evocative of just like a really like nature kind of inspired, like but really left field, like odd little like IDM kind of like microtonal ambience. It's hard to explain. You got to check it out. And the I've just been super into that shit. In fact, Paul, you did visuals for a set that I did very recently that was all of that stuff, and you did a terrific job, and you said you really enjoyed it. So I want to put you on this album. It's called Me With You, and it's by an artist called Jonna, but it's spelled with 3 N's, or Jonah, I guess, but there's 3 N's. Me With You, it's kind of a micro album. It's not really big, mini album. It's pretty short. And I think you'd actually really like it. I think I tagged you, Paul. You and
did,
Light. Yeah, it's like ambient breaks, kind of. But just kind of like experimental enough to be kind of like weird. But like, I don't know. If you like echo, if you like dub shit, if you like deep house, check it out. It's called Me With You by Jonna. And that's what I got for you guys tonight. So I don't want to talk anymore. I want to hear from Paul and see what he has to say. What is the hot take that has been burning on your mind tonight?
This is gonna preface this. It's not particularly aimed. This is sort of just something I've been thinking about, like over the past however long I've been going out and doing shows, doing luxury noise shit. It's different what we do, like vaporwave shit. We do shows that are, performance is a negotiable term. Visuals are everything. We do a lot of stuff with vibe. I think that's all really cool, but and there's a very disruptive spirit to all of that. But like we are, I feel like we're pushing to be out there playing in clubs and doing stuff and doing shows with other people. Everybody wants to be on URL shows, and one thing that I've observed that is a little bit lacking, and I think it's just because our scene is kind of feral, is something that I think is best summed up as professional courtesy. Like, and I've been trying to think about it because they're like, "Oh, I'm not a professional, man. I don't make this music. I made like $3 on Bandcamp last year." Okay, that's cool. But you're still playing, in clubs. You're still going out with people. You're still doing things with other artists, and everybody's kind of like working in a space together. And I think like one of the things that everybody needs to do is like, how can I make it easier for everybody? Like, little things like, if there is a show and there is a call time for the show, everybody, please show up for the fucking call time for the show. That's your sound check. That sound check you're not going to get, that didn't happen because you didn't make the fucking call time. That's why you didn't get there. Or somebody else didn't, and it triggered a fucking run of things that also didn't happen on time, so somebody didn't get their sound check. If everybody gets to the call time, everybody gets a sound check. It's little things like that. It's, it's stuff like, yeah, we all use, like, glitch shit and we all do vintage stuff, but like for the same reason that I'm not gonna like bring an actual Hammond to a show, maybe we probably don't need to keep bringing like the original video equipment that we're using for processing of the shows, things like that, like stuff that'll make it so that the venue doesn't want to kill us is mostly what I'm thinking there. It's not like it's a huge inconvenience for any of us. We all love to fucking vibe out to 20 TVs in a room. But it doesn't go over that well with the sound crew and the people who we want to ask us back so that we can do a night and little things like that. So I just feel like we have to learn how to advance our technical things better. We have to treat each other better. If you're turning in for a URL set, you know, it's not like you always have to have things in right at the Sunday on midnight when there's a Sunday at midnight due date. But people do need to hear from you. Like the people that I've seen go fucking the most insane over the past 2 years is anyone who throws a URL show, because of the people who just won't send a message to be like, yes, I'll have it to you on Saturday. I fucked up. You know, I smoked a whole bag of weed and I played every game that Sonic ever made. And I didn't do my set, but I'm going to do my set now. And, you know, just like tell people that. Like, that gives everybody everything that they need to know. Like, I don't think anybody's like acting like, hey, man, this is your fucking job. You got to get serious. We're union here or anything like that. But, like, I do think that you can treat each other, you know, well. Because we're all just making art and trying to spend our weekends together. So, like, let's make that easy on everybody instead of having, like, those 5 really stressed out people in the scene who totally crashed out and started yelling last Saturday and that shit, you know, like, I think we can probably protect those people a little better. And that's my fucking hot take, is just, like, be chill to one another and respect each other. And, you know, realize that your time is worth to you what someone else's time is worth to them. And, you know, that's it. That's the hot take.
Damn, with some tough love, man. Honestly, sometimes I feel like the adults in the room are the ones that are most stressed out. So, you know, good on you for having some tough love, man.
And don't get me wrong, I watch my friends melt down. You know what I mean? Like, that's what I end up seeing because I try to not be the guy who's in charge. So this isn't me, like, being like, and I'm fucking pissed off at you and you. It's not, you know, it's not that. It's much more of a just, I think this could all go a lot better for all of us if we all accepted that we have elected to go do this outside of our house and other people are involved, you know.
Hey, if we want to have longevity, then, you know, and with the way these venues are, you're absolutely right. We need to up the ante of professionalism and just make stuff tenable, you know? Like I said, I mean, well, I didn't say it, but I agree with what you said. You're going to kill me. Turn yourself down a hair. You are redlining a little bit. I know, man. Sorry.
Would that
Just
be like a 5 or maybe a 38?
You know, 3.5. So let's remind everybody that the reason we're here tonight is because we picked a couple of people that are very dear to us, that are very important to us. And we thought that we would like to spend these 2 hours, these 2 weeks, showcasing these 2 specific people. Paul, I hope you don't mind I keep calling you Paul. Luxury Noise selected them specifically because of not just the impact that they've had on the scene, but the impact that they've had on us personally. So Birk and Ross, you know, they run Night Clerk Radio. Check them out. Drop some links. I know, Ross, you're in chat. Drop some links so that people know who haven't listened. People know to check you out. And then additionally, y'all, you know, they've shown us so much love, so it was high time we showed them some love in return. Matter of fact, they got a whole episode where they talked about Hot Takes Volume 1, and it was delightful to listen to. So without further ado, a time that has been a long time coming, I want to introduce Birk and Ross from Night Clerk Radio. Fellas, go ahead and unmute yourselves, please. Welcome to Hot Takes.
Hey, hi.
You are live, and people can see your faces. Oh my God! Welcome.
Oh my God.
So, what do you guys think about what Luxury Noise said tonight?
Yeah, no, my partner used to work doing live events and just the stories that they would tell about. Yeah, they did everything from like Black Sabbath concerts to like demolition engineer conferences and stuff like that. So like, but just the horror stories of you know, prima donna musicians, acts that just wouldn't do sound checks or just pay attention to stuff. Like, it was just a never-ending shit show. So yeah, I sympathize with people trying to do that and trying to deal with that shit. So yeah.
Totally. I mean, and that's key because like one of the first people that ever talked to us, and I think it's before we even had like episodes out. It might have been even before the first episode dropped. Was Ronnie from Vaporspace?
Oh, I love that guy.
St. Louis. And that's he's in St. Louis and Ross is in Springfield. So
hard.
we just like reached out and he did like a 30-45 minute interview with us, and that was our first, probably really our only interview in some sense.
Yeah, we decided interviews were a lot of work.
Yeah,
it's a lot of scheduling.
Yeah,
true.
But he was super cool. Yeah, he was super polite.
Yeah,
on
that
time.
is one thing you guys don't really do, and I'm trying to make sure that we all get ample time to talk here, but you guys don't do like the live thing, right? You kind of just sit down at a time and you record a conversation. Usually it's about like 30 minutes or so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you just drop it.
Yeah, exactly.
Gotcha.
We've talked about doing streaming and stuff before. That's largely on me, just like getting time and making that work against like a professional life or whatever, because this is sort of it is a side project. It's crazy that as many people like it as they do, because it really started out because one, I just wanted to talk to Ross because he's my friend, and we kind of met through Ross being like an OG podcaster in the like tabletop role-playing game space since like 2008.
What?
Seven,
Whoa.
yeah, like right when RSS feeds became a thing almost.
Unbelievable.
And he's been doing it ever since. And I met him through that fan base, and we were on that Discord server, sort of like how you and I met, Paul and Isaac and everybody. And like we just hit it off, and we noticed like a lot of people didn't really take vaporwave seriously in that server. Like it was sort of a meme. It was just like, oh, remember Floral Shop? I'm going to put floral, like these framework, over stuff. And it's like, no, there's like so much more going on to it. And we just sort of chipped around this idea of doing it, and then we're on our 6th anniversary of hitting record, so around November of 2019.
Oh, too cool. Okay.
The first episodes.
Hard.
I didn't release until later because we were getting like art and music together.
Yeah.
And everything.
Yeah, we wanted to get like 3 or 5 episodes recorded before we posted anything. So yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was just a weird coincidence that like it launched right when COVID started. So like
Yeah.
it worked out though. But
the pandemic that launched 1,000 hobbies.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
For better or for worse.
Yeah.
The podcast is like the garage band of the 10s and 20s. Like you can kind of start one and
fair.
Maybe you'll take off, but mostly you have to just enjoy doing it, or else you're just going to burn out and be miserable.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Like I edit other podcasts as a freelancer. And
very nice.
So many. So if you need a podcast edited, hit me up.
Oh, yeah. Can you tell that I don't do any editing whatsoever?
Yeah. Yeah. So.
Yeah, maybe someday. Y'all keep them donations rolling so we can afford Ross.
Yeah. But during 2021, like I had so many people like, I'm gonna do a podcast about walking dogs, and or they didn't last very long, but it was fun to edit them.
I think Cosmic Hippie Horse Girls was my favorite podcast that you did.
Oh yeah, there was a podcast
do
where so this lady, she had a business about teaching business leadership coaching to other people, and her premise was horse riding can teach you business leadership, and so she wanted to do a podcast not about that specifically, but about how to tell other people how to start their own horse riding business leadership coaching business, and so she didn't know, and like she had a background in radio, so she would her first episode was like a 15-minute pitch, like just like an infomercial about her like hiring her to teach you how to do a business on horse riding business leadership coaching. And she's like, oh, I found a song to use for this, and she sent me the link, and it's like a Tiesto song, and I'm like, this guy has sold 50 million albums. I don't think you can afford that for your little podcast.
Wow.
Yeah, but she was nice, but yeah, she has not kept up with that podcast for some weird reason. So yeah, but yeah,
adorable.
I like podcasting. Yeah, I keep doing it.
Clearly, you know what you're doing.
I sure, yeah, I'll take that.
Debatable.
Debatable. Sign up for my Patreon. Yeah, sign up for Night Clerk Radio's Patreon.
Link that shit in chat, buddy.
Yeah.
Ross is the marketer. I'm just I'm
so
bad at it.
Holy shit! Thank you for the donation. Cellular on Dream Suite.
Oh, wow.
Holy shit! Sorry. Sorry to interrupt. Wow.
Oh damn.
For the hot tub.
Nice.
Oh,
Yeah.
at the mansion.
Yeah, that's the joke. Well, hey, I kind of already asked a question. Why don't you get into the thick of it, Paul?
Okay. First, I feel like we need to talk about the role-playing public radio thing.
Okay.
Ross.
Most definitely.
Like
Yeah.
that, I feel like that's a big background story element. So like, and you talk to us like we're a bunch of dumbasses who've never listened to that ever.
Yeah,
'Cause I
sure.
haven't.
I am a
So
dumbass
that's
that has
my
never
number
listened to
one.
that
most
ever.
people haven't actually. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's so. Yeah, I went to role playing public radio is tabletop role playing games. There's two aspects. One feed is the main role playing public radio is about discussion and reviews and interviews and like all the advice and all this other stuff about tabletop role playing games like Dungeons and Dragons, Call of Cthulhu, and Delta Green and all these other games. And then there's RPPR Actual Play, which is a weekly podcast where it's recorded game sessions. And we do like one shots, which are standalone stories, and then campaigns, which are take multiple episodes to resolve. And I started role playing public radio in 2007 after I went to Gen Con for the first time. And Gen Con is this tabletop gaming convention in Indianapolis every year, which gets like, it went from like 50,000 people to like 75,000 people. From all over the world would show up, and they play games for 4 days, and it's very, and they have all like not just role playing games but like board games, card games, and there'd be cosplay parades and workshops and panel discussions, and like I met some publishers there. A publisher there for Art Dream Publishing. They published Delta Green, which is a horror game, and several other games. I got book contracts from them to write books, and then I was like, people should know about this thing. I'll use this newfangled podcasting thing, and so I started doing a podcast to talk about Gen Con, and then I just kept doing it. People liked it, so I kept doing it, and in 2015, Patreon came out, so like, oh hey, a way to make money now. I mean, I'd done Kickstarters based using the RPPR to sort of promote it. But yeah, I've kept up with it ever since, and it's it's won 2 awards, the Innies, which are held at Gen Con.
Wow.
For Best RPG podcast, and it's just now I'm spreading doing videos and RPG scenarios on the Patreon, and but yeah, we just kind of covered everything, and now I'm sort of branched out. Yeah, I like role playing games quite a bit. I write them and I podcast about them.
Oh, you write them?
You've designed them.
Yeah, I've designed them.
That's so fucking cool, dude. I'm not a tabletopper. I love JRPGs. I know, filthy casual, right? But like, I got to respect the craft.
Yeah, the thing is, they've gone full circle. I say so. Like, this is a game that I'm playing right now, run by a mutual friend of ours, Birk and I's, Bridget. This is Fabula Ultima.
Wow.
And it's a tabletop role-playing game inspired by JRPGs.
Yeah.
It's very fun.
Too cool.
But yeah, it's super cool. And of course, there's a lot of like musical stuff too, because tabletop role-playing games influence video games, influence tabletop role-playing games.
Sure.
You can see it, and there's like music that sort of feeds into all of that, and the hauntological, weird, twisted parts of role-playing games really feed into the music stuff too. Like I know there's a lot of RPG podcasts now that use music, and I know Cryo Chamber's been used in some of these, like all these other labels. I don't know how much vaporwave has made it directly onto, but there are like some vaporwave inspired RPGs. Yeah.
There's a little crossover, probably not a lot, a little bit of that dungeon synth type stuff, and then like video game soundtrack guys, the Neo Gaia fantasy people come to mind.
Yeah. Like Birk and I just played Mothership, which is super like 1980s style sci-fi horror, which would apply to like
that
a
sounds
lot
badass.
of like sci-fi dungeons and kind of stuff, and very
Alien,
like
Blade Runner, etc.
That sounds very like John Carpenter adjacent.
That's also the thing is a huge touch point for
Very cool. Very cool.
Yeah.
Well, so Birk, like, what brings you, since we know Ross's background, like, what brings you to podcasting?
Ross, mostly. It's funny, like, I just got pulled into, like, being a player in some of his games and his actual plays, and then, like, connecting at Gen Con at 2018.
Oh, nice.
But I've always done, like, media production. I don't really want to call it a podcast, but I had a friend and I tried to do, like, an independent internet radio show in, like, 2003. But it didn't really work because the voice chat tech wasn't there. So all the conversations were stilted and awkward because there was no way to not have like 300 milliseconds of latency over like early ventrilo. Was it ventrilo or something? It was like early voice shit.
Oh yeah,
wow.
TeamSpeak.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
TeamSpeak and stuff. It was
Yeah.
called the Sad
Neon
Robot.
Vent.
Yeah, it was the Sad Robot. It was actually music, but it was like it was like 90s through aughts, like indie emo punk of that
Okay.
era. So like Sunny Day Real Estate.
I was gonna say, what were your
Get Up
darlings?
Kids and Saves the
Okay.
Day and like
Nice.
Jawbreaker, Jets to Brazil, all that kind of stuff like that. Sort of.
Ooh, okay.
that
Some
era.
Cap Jazz, maybe. Some Appleseed
Yeah.
Cast,
A little bit, yeah.
maybe.
Little,
90s college radio.
That might have been a little
rotation.
afterwards.
It was very late 90s college
That's
radio. Yeah, I was a
terrific.
freshman and at first time through college. Yeah. So
Love that.
yeah, then I had a media production background because I went to film school, unfortunately, for like 4 years.
Ooh, okay.
And then worked in photography for a couple years around DC, doing like corporate advertising, photography, and videography and stuff. And so I have a background in all this. So it was nice to kind of revisit it, bust out some of that old media theory I used to read. And all that stuff.
Professionals on the show. Ooh.
I know. Classically trained.
Yeah, it's getting
Yeah,
hot in
like,
here.
My focus is on creative writing, so like I wrote a script for my thesis, a movie script, and I worked like, even though Springfield, Missouri's in the middle of nowhere, like we're 40 minutes north of Branson, to give you an idea, and like, but like the Sci-Fi Channel shot one of their Monster of the Week movies here, Larva, and I was a location
Wow.
scout for it, and
Hard.
yeah, and yeah, so I had a little touch of it, and then I was like, oh. So that came, and then I decided I'm going to go to school and write scripts, and then like, yeah, Hollywood's scary, or you know.
Yeah, real
well,
shit.
no, I got into podcasting really. I was like, oh, this podcasting's great. So
It's
let's do
way
that.
easier.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
way easier. Yeah, way less competition.
I got forced into like media theory because the way film school is structured, I just wanted to do cinematography because I liked photography. It was like the only course I really liked in high school and stuff. So I just wanted to do like shoot movies, and you had to like write and direct. You had to do like student films and like a student capstone project. And I was like, I don't want to write and direct. I just want to shoot my
right.
friends' movies. Like, well, you got to do a
okay. They wanted you
capstone.
to
I
do
was
it
like,
all.
Yeah, so I just transferred into crit, and that's where like all the philosophy and all the media theory stuff that feeds into Night Clerk comes from is kind of that
Okay.
interest.
Man, good on you. I have a lot of gaps in my knowledge of pop culture, mostly due to the way I was raised. So respect to you, man. You sound like a little bit of a historian.
Yeah, I wish I'd been more engaged at the time because like so I was in film school in Baltimore, place Towson,
hard.
which is in North Baltimore, and I was there when they were shooting The Wire. And if I had been connected, I could have been like a PA on the like season 2 or 3
Oh,
of The
that would have
Wire.
been so wild.
But I had no fucking clue.
That's a
I had no
terrific
clue what was
show.
going on. I was so dumb. So I missed out being on the set of The Wire. Is my
That's
closest
unreal.
I've gotten.
Yeah. that's oh man. Your life would have been very different.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah, there's
maybe
a
it
lot of
wouldn't have been. Who
points.
knows?
Or exactly the same, except for you worked on The Wire. Yeah.
Yeah,
That could have
yeah.
been. That could have been it. Yeah.
Yeah, you ain't wrong.
So, totally unrelated to anything, but I have a hot take. So
Oh
I
shit.
came
Let me get
up
the
with over
flames gif
weekend.
going. Let's do it.
Yeah. So we all know and love the analog horror trend of liminal spaces in the backrooms. My hot take is that it is the reason why it's so popular is because it speaks to the fears of all culture being flattened out by corporate media. Like I came to this because I was watching coverage of the New York City election, and you know the Curtis Silva is one of the candidates, and he's got one of those old timey, and now it's an old timey like New York, hey, I'm walking over here kind of New Yorker accents. And like I know people who live in New York or younger generation, they don't have that accent. That accent is kind of dying out. And like all kind of accents are, or at least in America, are like being flattened into like, you know, mid-Atlantic kind of speech. And like, so what's our fear now is being trapped in this infinite maze that's everywhere. Everything's exactly the same everywhere. Because anywhere you go in this country, it all looks like the same. It's all the same strip malls and service roads and just endless, you know, Applebee's and Chili's and Hilton's. And no matter if you're in LA or New York or wherever,
The homogenization of America.
yeah. So that's my hot take.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
deep as fuck, dude. I could see that.
Yeah. I know it's other new music, but unless I don't know if there are any backrooms late. I mean, backrooms feels like a very vaporwave kind of horror.
Yeah, they've definitely co-opted the liminal term, much to Skeleton Lipstick's chagrin.
Oh, really? Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, he's not a fan. He doesn't like that word, and he doesn't like vibe, but he's not here, so.
Just vibe at all. Like there's no fucking vibe. We're just vibes out.
Yeah, I guess.
All right. Okay. I'm in.
I have a friend who's a high school teacher, and he's like, telling us about 6-7 and how the kid, but that's on its way out. Like the kids are now.
Oh yeah, it's already almost
like
over.
For Halloween he dressed as like a 6-7, like he had 6 and 7 taped on his arm and stuff like that. And so like we're already at like the point where the adults know about it. Fuck, we hate.
Yep, it's over.
Yeah. But yeah.
Do we know about it though? Like I still don't really understand it. I don't understand it. Does anyone
I don't think
understand
there's anything to
it?
understand. I think you have to. It's like you have to free yourself of the want to understand.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I'm good there, so I guess I'm in on it. But
just nod. Or just
it's just literally a nonsense lyric from a rap song.
Yeah, pretty much as I'm told. And then a basketball player said it, so that's it.
Yeah.
It's completely okay to age out of the zeitgeist and not. You don't have to understand it anymore.
I tell you what though, like some of the like Zoomer jokes are hilarious. Like I can't claim to understand all of them, but some of that humor, that absurdism, that like surrealism, just really hits. Couldn't tell you about Gen Alpha's humor, but the Zoomers got it figured out. In my opinion, they do.
I mean, bless them for thinking that VCRs and VHS tapes are scary. Like that's will never be.
Oh, you talking about like VHS horror?
Yeah.
Like that whole thing.
Like,
yeah.
I love that they're using that's the scary thing because they
analog horror. Sorry, that's what they call it.
Analog horror. Yeah. Like I saw some young animator's little thing about and the person puts the tape in sideways, like the wrong way, like the long way in, and I'm like, okay, yeah, no, that's definitely how that works. Yeah. So I just like that they think it's scary. It's just fuzzy. That's all it is. But yeah. See, we need to. We're right now. Burke and I are looking for albums for our next episode because we do new.
Oh shit!
Every month. And Burke, so was the one you sent to me? Is that your actual pick?
The one I sent to you? I don't know.
Yeah, well, the one in the cash chat. The
no
Victory Over Death. Okay.
No.
Victory Over Death. Okay.
Victory Over Death rules. No, I sent you that because when people were promoting this episode, and this goes back to like when you say like, I don't know, this is an influential show or whatever, is they said they made a comment that like we introduced them to Signal Wave, which I thought was crazy. Like I just don't think of us as having that kind of like impact. And I love like a lot of the Signal Wave stuff Victory Over Death has done. So I linked it so you know like who that Discord handle was.
I took it because you also linked to me, like, I found out there's a new genre that I had never heard of before, crypt hop. Have you heard of crypt hop?
What? No, what's that?
Yeah.
Crypt hop?
It's like
crypt hop. Oh, is it like a Memphis
like
rap offshoot?
Crypt, but like it's hip hop, but also Dungeons in. So it's like Tales from the Crypt.
Okay.
Crypt hop. So I had not heard of it before this weekend, before Birk told me about it, and so I'm like, oh shit, I gotta go find me some new crypt hop albums. Yeah.
The production of music is so hard to keep up with. We talk about this all the time, and you've talked about crate digging too, just like staying on top of what's going on. That's like, you need a community. You need to crowdsource your crate digging at this point. I feel like, especially like I don't have a lot of time to do it, so I totally rely on like friends and people, like other shows. People tell me what they're into. People reckon stuff. People self-promoting. Like I feel silly self-promoting. That's kind of why I stopped. But hey, do it. You got to do it if you want people to see your stuff. Because I need it. I need a filter because there's way too much shit out there.
Like it's that one of the things you just linked to in this episode, the Truth Diamonds 2. I'm looking at the Bandcamp page. There's only one tag there, Copenhagen. I don't know how many
Yeah,
people,
right.
how many people actually search for music. Like, I want to see the music produced.
Dude, I love it when I want to like put people on. I have a habit of like, if I buy an album, I put it on Blue Sky, and I put the tags that they picked. And I'm probably autistic, so maybe that's why. But like, I just put whatever genre tags they picked. And when it's just that, I'm just like, what do I mean, it's a lo-fi house, but like, they didn't call it that. Do I have a right to call it what I want to call it? You know, I don't know. Yeah, Copenhagen. Check it out, man.
Tag your goddamn music on Bandcamp.
Dude, I've probably said it at some point. Like, y'all got to do better. Like, tag your shit. Maybe that's the 2010s coming out. Our hashtag's still in. I don't know.
They still exist.
Maybe.
I mean, Paul, you were talking about it for optimization. You were talking to Quiz about it the other day.
What hashtag? I mean,
yeah,
people still follow them. Like, there's still like, and the algorithm will still recognize people's behavior. So if somebody constantly goes to stuff that is tagged with something, it'll still have a weight. The amount of weight these days is not the same as it used to be. That's for sure. And there's all kinds of new AIs counting faces to weight faces into algorithm. It's all
that shit is weird.
Crazy now. Like,
wasn't it you who told someone like post a selfie and then like post the poster for the show?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
fucking do
wild.
that, because for what we've got to connect us under certain circumstances to people that we've selected to be connected to. So the algorithm's going great. I'm obsessed with what's wrong with my camera. I think that there's line noise all around, by the way, and I just want to talk about that. So is my sound annoying still? Did I fix anything?
I think you're fine. You've got kind of like an occasional kind of like flashing effect going on there. And
I think that's my shitty converter. I'm gonna have to work on my camera shit for the next episode. That's all.
I mean, the flashing's actually pretty neat. Like, you could.
It's like
it keeps people's attention.
Thing.
You know?
It's like the opening of a Tool music video. You're about to like turn into a flesh monster. You know.
Before the episode, I started studying a lot of 1950s like television psychology logic shit.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, in a little bit, I'm gonna come out and I'll be playing with string for a long phase of the show, and just so that we can raise the cat demographic. It'll be
unreal. Yeah. Why don't you lob another question there, Bucko?
Yeah, what you want to talk about?
Well, all right. So this weekend, while working on my very large room in Minecraft, I pretty much just like put on Night Clerk Radio, and I listened to a lot of episodes, highlight episodes. Everything about Dungeon Synth was good for me. There was a summer Dungeon Synth, not summer Dungeon Synth episode. I really enjoyed that. This wasn't the first time I listened to the show, but this was the first time I've definitely like binge drank Night Clerk Radio. And so like I feel like we hung out all weekend, so I'm really over familiar and probably being way too casual. But the theme throughout the show is hauntology, and I guess I would like to know, maybe everybody knows but me, but like, what is like the express sort of like, there's definitely a declared hauntology chase throughout the show. Like, how did you guys arrive at this sort of the purpose of what you're doing? Like, what's the common thread? Like, what drove you guys to do this, you know?
Yeah, so I mean, I guess like a quick definition of hauntology. I don't know if that's useful at all for chat. So,
yeah, please do.
Hauntology comes from Derrida's early 90s book, The Spectre of Marx, about like loosely for the purpose of this, it's about kind of like how we're haunted by the ghosts of the past. And in his case, it was like kind of like haunted by the specter of the Cold War, even though the Cold War had ended at that point. And that kind of capitalism was still obsessed with like fighting that in some way. But that actually got later like co-opted into a genre of music through like Mark Fisher and Simon Reynolds writing about it when they did music critique. And that became like, people mentioned The Caretaker and then like other sort of aughts British ambient. So stuff that's about like memory and like our relationship to past media and being kind concerned about media that like doesn't even exist or never existed, like not lost in like you can't find it sense, but lost in like it was never there. And like you kind of create these memories of a past that never was, to continually chase like a future that we have been denied, you know, like a promise of a future that's been stolen from us in some
my
sense.
flying car, yeah.
And,
yeah, that's why people are nostalgic, man, because the future sucks.
yeah, and I think that, you know, you have to be careful with that kind of obsessive nostalgia, because
True.
I think if you limit your understanding of like what the future can be, you sort of like lose the will to work for it.
That's a good point. That's a very good point.
Things aren't like handed to you, like so.
Yeah, hauntology can be very masturbatory in that sense. I could see.
Yeah, you gotta be careful with that. The nostalgia, like it's obviously everyone has like some nostalgia for their past. Everyone prefers. There you go. 80s better than the future. It's like right there in chat. So it's about exploring music and ideas that sort of chase this past that never was. Like you see this a lot in like if you look at like a Mallsoft compilation or something. So Mallsoft calls back to like commercialism, shopping, being a mall, etc. A lot of the comments are like, oh, this reminds me of like I wasn't even alive at this time, but this makes me think of like hiding in the coat rack at JCPenney's, you know, and they used to have like the big circular coat racks you could get in. You kind of get these like fabricated memories for you know, past that never existed, and that's sort of what you're haunted by, like this sort of fading promise.
I'm pretty sure
like,
I did in the
if you think of like the paintings of Thomas Kincaid, like it's nostalgia for a past that never was, right? And then there's I don't remember the guy's name, but the guy's doing basically Thomas Kincaid, but like for the 1980s, like, oh, remember when you could play Nintendo and eat pizza and drink soda and like, oh, watch movies
the
on
Midnight
VHS.
album covers.
Yeah, and that's the kind of thing, like. And that past never really existed. It was never not. It was not as good as you thought it was. Like it was terrible.
Yeah.
The 80s sucked.
There's so much brown that's missing from those pictures. Someone said like, everything was actually way more brown.
Like I always shout, one of my favorite videos is the guy Limmy has like, it's called The Real Fucking 80s, and he's watching like a recording of British TV from like 1984. And he's like, oh, there's a bunch of movies. There's 3 channels. They all have movies you've already seen. Everything's wood paneling. It's not neon. It's not synth.
Yep.
Blah blah blah. It's like this is the real fucking 80s. Yeah,
unreal.
The whole Thomas Kincaid thing. I guess it was a more recent episode that came up. And you know, I've been walking by his galleries my whole life, and I always was just like, oh, fuck Thomas Kincaid, but it was for such a just like different variety of McMansion related reasons, you know, like I had never like stopped and stepped back until you were talking about it. I was like, oh, holy shit, it's a right-wing indoctrination tool. Like oh my god, because up until that point I was just like, that shit's so fucking lame. And then I was like, oh, and so that was kind of an interesting moment that I had in my
it's
my
insidious.
Night Clerk Bender.
That's fucking unreal.
Yeah,
I could see it.
Yeah, if you like, we talk a lot about this in like the first episodes where we kind of like lay out our vision, you know, our manifesto, whatever you want to call it, and kind of do like one of the first albums we reviewed was like a concept album of a survival horror game for the Dreamcast that never existed. It's got like Midnight Teacher or something like that. It's like episode 1 or 2 or something like that, and that's it in a nutshell. Like a soundtrack for a video game that doesn't exist, you know.
Never was.
And since we've just kind of and we may stray a little bit, but just generally like music that's sort of either literally haunted, like in the horror movie cryo chamber kind of sense, or like philosophically haunted, you know, like vaporwave and Mallsoft and genres like that. So like, I mean, dungeon synth is a really interesting genre to look at this, because it's like it's about a fantastical past that never exists, a mythic past. And it's done, even though it's about the past, it's done with the most futuristic of instruments, synthesizers. And so like, and it's almost always nostalgia, not for like, you know, ancient Britain and King Arthur. It's about like that time when you stayed up way too late playing Wizardry 4, you know, and got stuck in that game, or Final Fantasy on the Nintendo or whatever.
You're right.
Yeah. And that's kind of the real interesting like paradox of that genre. It's the past, but it's the future, and it's not. It's neither of those things, but it's really,
it's like that
really
meme
good.
where it's like, and yet in its new version, the original self remains, or whatever, and it's like the dinosaur shaped chicken nuggets or the dinosaur toys.
Yeah,
because the
Made out of
dinosaur breaks
plastic.
down to produce the fuel that produces the plastic that produces. That's from Bulger.
They'll never run out of ideas. They'll bend genres forever. We'll always have something beautiful and new, like crypt hop,
Crypt hop. If you're into genre,
yeah.
we
So-
always do episodes talking about genre, and then I get mad at genre because I don't really like it.
I was, and someone in chat had mentioned that they weren't a huge fan of genres. I love genres because I'm, like I said, probably on the spectrum, and it helps me like categorize music, and it helps me identify similar sounds. I'm not musically trained. I probably say things. I mean, like, things like decibels. Like, I probably say shit all the time that, like, it's like, what are you talking about, buddy? Like, that's not how that works. But like, to me, like, I can identify similar sounds and, like, group them together. So, like, genres are really helpful for me with that regard.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe that's
largely
reductive.
the point of genre is to establish audience expectations. If I tell you this is deconstructed club music, you know what you're going to get.
Thanks
And
for the
if it's
homage.
You have an
then you're
idea.
gonna feel bad.
Yeah.
But like, it just gets, people have such a hard tendency to over-categorize that when you get into like
That is
super
true.
niche genres, that then it becomes very strange. Like I
Yep.
forget the name
It's
of the
a little
website,
comical.
but there's a website that has like all the different branches of basically electronic music that you can go through.
Oh,
And it gets
Ishkar's
down
guide.
into like super. It gets
Yeah, I
down
think
into
it's
like
Ishkar.
super.
Yeah.
That sounds right. That sounds
Yeah.
familiar. But
It's
it
like
gets down to like super duper 3 layers.
very,
of like
very
exactly what
granular,
this
like,
subset
versions.
of trances. Yeah.
Yeah. Way to overwhelm
So-
everybody.
Yeah, exactly. It's just this big graph.
I feel like genres are great. It's what people do it's what people do with genre that makes people hate them. Like, in terms of like when people are like, that's not vaporwave, and you're like, well, man, look, I was just fucking using the word to be with my friends. Like, I think that like that's where it can be an annoying thing, but I think overall like it can be very helpful to help me find shit.
It's a starting point.
Yeah.
It's not the final destination. It's not the end point. It gives you a place to start with, because I think a lot of people use genre because they get too tight with the rules. Like, oh, this song is crossing this rule I have for this genre, therefore it's not. It's a liar. It's a fraud. And
You're a phony.
Yeah. That kind of stuff is boring. Like, genre should change over time. Like, once you create all I did this great music in this genre. Okay, well, the genre's done now. No one else can do anything.
It's over.
That doesn't make any sense.
I love genre bending, and I love the evolution of music genres. I think it's exciting. I mean, I'm in my late 30s, much like probably everybody else here, late 30s, 40s, and like, I don't know when it's gonna not be interesting. Like, I hope that it never stops, and I intend to continue to ride the wave until I physically can't anymore. Like, I fear when music no longer has anywhere else to go, but it doesn't seem like that's going to happen anytime soon.
I have a hard time imagining what that would look like.
Seriously.
If only because stuff circles back in on itself. Like, you do have these little like.
That's a very
like,
good point.
Points.
I can just see myself obsessively spiraling off into something that no one cares about but me,
That's
and
art,
like
baby.
the 13 people,
Yep.
that I'm studying. And I think that'll be fine. Like, by the time I'm into that, like, oh yeah, it's AI porpoise song. It's fucking genius, and it's what I listen to. And there are 3 guys who do it right.
We talked very briefly in the server today about gatekeeping. I don't know if you saw that conversation, Birk, but like, people were talking about the difference between like people who just like arbitrarily just like don't want people to be into the stuff that they're into versus people that like try to like, I guess, like gatekeep what, like they gatekeep art, and they keep it held back for like people that are going to appreciate it versus like, people that just won't. There's that famous phrase that I've used, throwing your pearls before swine. I personally, man, I feel like, just like you described, Paul, like I feel like I'm constantly into something that like nobody else is into. And it's so validating whenever I find people that like the weird ambient IDM that I keep trying so badly to get you guys to listen to. Burke, you've listened to a couple of the mixes that I make, and you've had some feedback, and I've always appreciated just any little morsel that I can get. Like, oh, what do you think about this? And then just anything is cool to hear.
Yeah,
and I didn't even make this shit. I just found it.
That's right.
There's what is the name of that documentary? There is a documentary about DJs, and one of my favorite DJs of all time, one of my favorite musical artists, is Scratch. I think that's the name of this documentary, and it's about turntablism and DJ. I love DJ Shadow. He's, I think, my single favorite artist of all time, greatest favorite artist of all time. Seen him live once at the Mount Fuji Festival, Fuji Rock Festival, and that was super cool. But anyways, he also crate digs, and he goes to this one record store. In the documentary, we see him go into this record store in LA that's this massive building, and he goes down to the basement, and he's just digging there, and he's just talking about, like, most of these cats thought they were going to be someone someday, and now they're in this basement with a dead bat over here, and like,
oh wow.
But like, crate digging won't make a bad DJ good, but it'll make a good DJ better. But like, that's for me, I really identify that, because I love digging through stuff and stacks and like finding that little thing and then showing it to everybody. Like, years ago, like, I would buy pirated movies on DVD on eBay, like movies you couldn't get in America at the time, like Battle Royale.
Whoa.
And like, I would be like, guys, you have to see this, and I would show it to friends, and then I'd show it to a different group of friends and be like, come on. And so like, that's I love that, because those are the kind of things that, like, that kind of art that you could tell this is a person who has a vision, is really trying to go through with it. I want to share that with other people. And so I don't know what the point was. It's just
hey, now, you got to respect people that put you on.
Yeah, exactly. And I think it also speaks to just a general desire. It's like, it's fun to share what you're into and talk about it with people. That's like why I like doing the show. And I think people who do produce anything, whether it's Night Clerk itself or hot takes or music, they like when other people listen to and consume their stuff. That's like all it takes is like just that little bit of recognition of like, hey, I put a lot of time into this, and it's great that someone else even thought about like spending 13 minutes of their day or whatever.
Yeah. The worst thing is nothing is silence as an artist.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Like, even hate is better than nothing. Yeah.
I'm ravenous, man. If anyone ever wants to put me on, sometimes I bitch about like, hey, I'm not going to listen to that whole album, but tell me what your favorite track is. But I'm always trying to find new shit. In fact, I regularly solicit people in the server like, do you have a mix on Spotify that you like made of music you like? Please link me to that. Let me listen to it. You have a playlist of like running favorites, whatever. Like, send that shit to me.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I think a lot
Lux
of
sends me mixes all the time. I find a lot. I'm sorry to keep it interrupting, guys. I find a lot of good vaporwave straight from Neon Nights. Shout out Lux.
Oh yeah,
she keeps me tapped into the genre.
Anyways, this weekend watched. I have the Utopia District Late Night Lights 2 Blu-ray set. This is the festival they did in 2022, and they, for some reason that year, they put it all on Blu-ray, and it's like 4 discs, and each disc is like 6 hours, so it's like 24 hours of music. And I watched like half of Luxury Elite's set in that one. It's the last one of the entire thing, and it was mesmerizing. Like, so shout out to that. But I think a lot of gatekeepers are motivated by like social, like the wrong reasons, right? Like, they want to be they gatekeep to gain social, status or reputation, and to have that sense of power, and that's kind of BS. Yeah,
it's
you
awfully
can't
lonely
treat
up
your
at the top.
communities as like a zero sum. Your communities are not zero sum. Like, that's basically what it boils down to. You can't treat it
rising tide and all that shit.
Yeah, there's not a limited amount of clout that you're trying to pass around between each other. Like,
so do you all just really hate electro swing? I keep seeing electro swing jokes.
Yes,
it's a bit. It's a bit. Isaac
it's
hates
not
it.
a bit.
I keep bringing it up because he times me out, and I don't like being censored.
And by timing you out, we
it
mean saying time you out and then moving on.
I have some caravan.
He's timed out for like 60 seconds. It's a slap
I don't
on the
even
wrist.
notice. I barely even notice.
Oh, do you actually do it, Isaac?
Oh yeah. For like 60
I used a
seconds.
24-hour once.
And if I'm real, no, I've never timed you out for 24 hours.
You did.
24 hours?
Because I dared you to, and you did.
Oh, well, that's different. You dared me to.
Timing people out.
Oh my god.
I know I timed somebody out while we were watching a video in video chat. Not a video. We were like watching Twin Peaks or something.
Twin Peaks, probably.
I timed him out and it kicked him out. So I felt bad about that.
Yeah, that's fucked up. That's
Yeah,
fucked up.
I didn't know that was going to happen. I'm a novice, you guys. I don't know how this Discord and Streamlabs and Twitch shit works.
I clicked the button that says kick, and he got kicked. I don't know.
So what brought you guys to vaporwave? Like, how did you guys find that?
That's a
I think
great
we were
question.
both fans of vaporwave.
Lux is howling in the other room, and I
Yeah.
don't know why. I thought
Yeah.
that was a great topic transition.
Yeah. I
Maybe
mean,
because you forgot timing me out for a day.
I think I wanted to do a music review thing for a while, and I talked to Birk about it. He's like, "Oh, that sounds great," or maybe it was the other way around.
Okay.
But yeah, we started talking in 2019 about it, and you know,
Well, I think they mean like vaporwave proper. Like,
okay, yeah,
like before the show.
Okay, but for me, my gateway drug, was infinity frequencies. I found infinity frequencies like, holy shit, this is sick. Vaporwave, you say, because this was before I think like vaporwave or like signal wave had come into usage as a term, I think, or maybe broken transmissions was still there, but like from infinity frequencies, and then I think I found groceries next. Yes, we're open, and like
nice.
Yeah, it was just so those are the first two, and yeah, infinity frequencies really is super hypnotic and mesmerizing, and like also listen to it when you're at an airport or on a plane. Like it just is at an entirely different level. Something about it really is very yeah. So that for me was the first artist I really remember getting hooked on.
I have my like little story. It doesn't really count, but I bring it up. I brought it up on the first episode just because it's funny. But in like 2011 or 2012, I accidentally listened to Echo Jams because I liked Echo the Dolphin. I just saw it on the cover. I had no idea what I was getting into. And then was dormant for a couple years. But I've always really liked ambient music and like drone and ambient. So I think in like 2013 to 2015, I was walking a lot because I was living in Boston. I was just like walking to work and school and stuff. And I was listening like a lot like Tycho and like Stars of the Lid.
Love that.
And that type of stuff. Which Stars of the Lid is like super drone. It's like really weird to walk to.
A very
25-minute violin piece of that. And then I think I just caught the like vapor memory algo rec wave of like 2014 to 2016 of just when it was like that prime, that like big wave of
Simpson wave.
Well, Simpson wave, but like, God, you know, Lux and St. Pepsi and
Comtrue, maybe.
Yeah, Comtrue's. Yeah, I'm. Why am I blanking on like all these like huge fucking names?
Go to
like
our
Mesh.
old episode.
So like probably like
28,
14 and a lot of the dream punk stuff probably really resonated with you.
Oh my god.
Yeah, Dream Sequence. Blank Band. She was Mega around that time.
Yeah.
Mega was like
Welcome
2016.
To Pall Mall. Yeah. So it's like at the tail of that. Like, News
Man,
11,
Ross,
so
I bet you
love
Mesh. Coming from your DJ Shadow background, I bet Mesh really resonated with you.
Oh,
yeah.
We did
sure.
Molokai. That was beautiful.
Nice.
Love that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Also before I got into Infinite Frequencies, it was Boards of Canada. I got really
Boards of Canada. Me and Paul love Boards of Canada.
Stuff,
yeah. Music has
I think
nice
I think Paul's a bigger fan than I am, and I didn't know that was possible. Don't you have like Boards of Canada like swag? You know,
I've got all their vinyl. I have all their vinyl. I've owned many Boards of Canada T-shirts over the past 20 something years. I started listening I was listening to Boards of Canada back when it was weird shit you could only get in pieces from friends unless you lived near a really plugged in record store. And then most of the first Boards of Canada tracks I had were labeled wrong because I had to get them off of like LimeWire and shit at one point. And there was I was really fucking confused because the Eno Peel session shit, that it was mislabeled for ages, and it like implicated that Stereolab were somehow involved too. So I was like, Boards of Canada, Brian Eno, Stereolab, John Peel, what is going on? It was just all a really poorly labeled Peel session file for Boards of Canada, and now you can get it on vinyl. But you know, it was this funny like, did you know that happened? It's like, did that happen? I don't know. And they only made it more complicated. It was a fun band to be a fan of because of that kind of shit, because like you didn't know anything was true about them, because you know, like, well, you know,
Very
of course
cryptic.
it's true, just ask them, where are they? Nobody fucking knows. Maybe they live at that one beach, Red Point, we don't fucking know. And I loved that about them, so I've always been really obsessed. And it's not even like their hardware shit is that mysterious, you know. I think that they're kind of like Aphex Twin, where they inflate a lot of it, but their symbolism and weird samples make it fun anyway. Like I doubt very seriously that they, like, you know, are constantly doing takes into the oldest tape recorder in the world. That's not tenable, you know, like something's gonna break.
Probably true. That's probably true.
But
I also remember I found out about Godspeed You Black Emperor from the movie 28 Days Later, and the like
Hard.
long period. Yeah, very. I'm so basic. now.
Terrific
I'm
film,
myself.
terrific band.
Yeah.
that's a great way to fucking find anything in a movie.
Yeah,
That's
there's
the
no
best
wrong way to find something.
Yeah.
Like in the, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, man,
So yeah.
Get-
And then the Silent Hills 2 soundtrack was also very
Yeah.
influential on me. So, yeah.
Yeah,
Very
a lot of
interesting.
media soundtracks too. Like, yeah, we talked about Blade Runner. You know, we both love Blade Runner.
Same.
Seth
yeah,
Vangelis soundtrack. Well, both. I mean, yeah, you
Very
and me.
ambient.
Yeah, so like, I mean, to like John Carpenter and like that 80s synth coming out of like Italian cinema, like all the Giallo, like Goblin and all that stuff is.
Oh,
Lux has put me on so
Suspiria.
much great synth soundtracks, like the it's the Neon Maniacs soundtrack, or like Demony,
Oh yeah.
Demons.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Simonetti did so many crazy soundtracks. Yeah, Conquest, I think, is a Fulci film that is like not
What a
very
name.
good, but has an incredible soundtrack. It's like, it's one of those early 80s sword and sorcery that's like half
Ooh.
sword and sorcery, half softcore porn. You know, like it's in that
Nice.
genre.
They're classy, all right? They're classy. Yeah.
It's like-
Yeah.
yeah.
God. I love those kind of movies. You know, I love Suspiria, the soundtrack in there, that absolutely mesmerizing, like that opening track. And from Goblin. And what I love is I look down, there's so many hip hop songs that sample or use that. I think my favorite is, Army of Pharaohs. I forgot what the track title's called, but they're looking for Army of Pharaohs Suspiria sample like that. Oh god, I listened to that one over and over again. That was a very good track. But yeah, those are a lot of the influences that led me to vaporwave, and here we are.
Yeah, it's funny. I was wondering what kind of music questions you're going to ask, just from like a meta level, because I would say I'm defined by lots of like shallow interest in like lots of different things. So I was like, I hope we don't get too deep into any one thing, because at some point.
Fuck that though. You guys,
Yeah.
what the thing that's impressive with the show to me is like, I feel like I'm a pretty big nerd, and I'm never like shy. Like, oh well, you want to know something about that fucking tiny narrow lane topic no one gives a shit about? Well, let me sit down and tell you about it. And so like, I'm absolutely that guy. But like, you guys, there was a number of times where like certain just, you know, you keep up with your consumption. I think that's the most impressive thing. I feel like I'm a really selfish, like, as an artist, whatever, I'm listening to music in a very selfish way. I'm either listening to my friends' new shit because I'm going to support the homies, or I am listening to all the stuff that piles into like my instruction manual for the universe right now. Like, what are you really into? Well, there's this documentary I saw about turtles, and you know, did you know about this thing Tim Booth did? You know, and just like weird random things that'll send me on a lane. And so I feel like it's not even a lack of interest in new music. It's like music just always has to either go in the toolbox or I'm not ready for it, and I push it off to the side. I feel like you guys are consuming pretty in depth And you keep up with your reading too. It's one of the more literate. It's a very literate podcast and very. I don't know. I feel like you're really well versed with it. And I was going to specifically ask, like, because I don't think anybody here is going to outbox you. You know, I think Isaac is a constant digger, but like in terms, like I hear about music from Isaac. Everybody has to show me everything. I'm an asshole now, but the like.
Shout out literacy.
Yeah.
Shout out literacy. Read.
Yeah.
Something.
I do like actually now I remember one of the specific motivations I had to start a vaporwave review podcast was like it would motivate me to listen to new music. It would give me to not get stuck.
You could
in my
pen down
head.
your thoughts about it. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I
Well,
like
also
that.
even back then, even like 6 years ago, like there was so much stuff out there. It's like this is all so cool. Yeah, and I just wanted to make sure I would keep up with it to some degree, which it's impossible
Good
to
on you.
totally keep up with it.
Yeah, but, I also felt like I think it was just like I said at the beginning, it was just being treated too much as a meme for my taste. When you don't have to take everything super seriously, I think you can consume media with lots of different lens. Which one can be like critical analysis, and the other can be just having fun. They're not mutually exclusive. But
Not at all.
I think like anybody that tried to like intellectualize it would like be wrong about a lot of stuff that kind of drove me crazy. Like I don't remember the exact article because it was like 10 years ago, but there was one trend like a media theory article about vaporwave and talking about how it's like dominated by white men. But I was like, but 2 of the 4 examples are trans women. You just don't know that because you don't know anything about the scene. Like
Lux is always like super really good with like historical vaporwave stuff, and she'll constantly read something somebody posts and be like, our recollections differ, homie. Like you got to research better. And I'm like, shout out you. I can't remember that shit.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I'm definitely I'm not on that level.
Yeah, and I don't know. I like just love lots of stuff from like a wide variety. So like you always ask people like, what's the first thing you remember getting you into music? That's like a common question I see ask people.
Yep.
My answer to that is Broadway musicals. That's what I was fucking into when I was 8.
Hey, I mean,
so I was into like it was like,
I feel like
8 through 10
musicals
'cause
are where a lot of people start. Musicals or movie soundtracks. It's like a segue, a gateway drug,
Yeah, it was especially the 1992 revival of Guys and Dolls with Nathan Lane.
Wow.
I
okay.
played that CD into the ground when I was like 9.
Adorable.
I had that and a 3 Dog Nights best of mixtape, and I blew both of those into the ground.
Wild. This is the best lore ever.
Yeah, it really is. It really is.
There. If we're talking about like stuff we listened to as a kid, there was a time where I found this Best of the Doors CD, and I listened that to the point where my dad like had to tell me like
You had your Doors phase.
Yeah, I had my
Nice.
Doors phase. I also had a Carl Orff phase, or Fortuna Bernard. That one Carl Orff opera everyone plays. It's very dramatic music. Like I would play that while I'm playing Quake 1.
Opera and Broadway musicals. Wow.
Yeah.
Never would have guessed. That's classy as hell. Man, I was in a house that only listened to Christian music. So when I get nostalgic, I think about Michael W. Smith, Amy Grant, Rich Mullins, and all that stuff that probably nobody else has ever listened to.
MXPX Too Hard.
That was a little later.
Okay.
It is one guy in the Discord, Neon Pines Mall. He couldn't be here tonight. And he is like my one guy who like knows exactly what I'm talking about when I reference some super obscure, unheard of mid-90s Christian punk rock band. Like he knows exactly who I'm talking about. So it's incredibly validating. But yeah, I just
are you a big fan of Vacation Bible School then?
no. Actually, it's like it's some things that you
close
can be
to
like
home?
nostalgic. Yeah, you can be nostalgic about some things like, oh, this reminds me of childhood, but it's just like other things kind of remind you about the bad things of childhood. So
Oh,
like,
sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
not to like make it super dark or whatever, but it's like
Yeah,
I don't
no, I get that,
I don't want to
yeah.
listen to that. What about you,
Totally.
Paul? What did you kind of like vibe with at the very, very youngest age?
Oh, I had at the time that I was a child, people had 45 RPM. Like everything that happened got a 45 RPM record attached to it. So like, if a Star Wars movie came out, 45 RPM record storybook, you flip the page, go along with the book. I got really into those.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I remember those.
And then I discovered that you could get singles, I mean, honestly, probably like, it's fucking so boring. This is the most boring thing that I'll probably ever say, but like, I locked in on TV title music, video game music, and then fucking Paul McCartney. I was so into Paul McCartney. Paul McCartney was just the best. I still think he's the best. Like, people are like, oh, I don't really like that fucking period. What fucking period are you talking about? London Town. Denny Lane? Fuck yeah, good McCartney. I like a lot of Paul McCartney, so I just sort of locked it. And like anything like Michael McDonald and a Rhodes, you know, give me that. Like, that was that was my shit. That I was like, my parents, they had anything I could want was on the. They had a massive library of vinyl. They were super. Every Friday, my dad would go cash his paycheck and head and go and buy records. And then when CDs came in, it switched to CDs. My dad came in fucking one night, Friday night, just fucking lit on margaritas, I'm sure, and just like, and he's got like a brand new sound system CD player, the fucking Miami Vice soundtrack. So
yes.
For me, it was very easy to just be locked in on whatever pop culture thing that I wanted. And probably more accurately, before I got really into Paul McCartney, I liked the Police because they were also in bubblegum commercials. And that, as a child, that was a lock for success. Like, they are obviously doing it right.
Commercials.
They're in mint commercials, mint gum commercials, hitting on hot girls. They are probably doing something right. So as a little kid, I locked right in on the Police.
Yeah, Police are very as a kid, they're very fun. And then you listen to the lyrics as an adult, and you're like,
wow, yeah,
they may have been going through some things.
There was some shit happening in their worlds.
Oh yeah,
that's adorable.
Yeah, but you talk about that's the importance of like family and shaping that early media stuff, because I basically got like 4 generations, because I'm what's called an accident. So I'm much younger than my brothers. So my middle brother's 10 years older than me, and my oldest brother's like 17 years older than me. So I basically have gotten like 3 layers of hand-me-down CDs from like the 70s and then like the late 80s and 90s and stuff. And that was also super influential.
Yeah, older
siblings. What kind of music did Leland get you into, Ross?
Yeah, so my
Ross's father's kind of famous amongst our his fandom.
What did you call him?
Leland, that's my dad's name.
Leland, love it.
Leland Payton. He actually directed.
Fucking awesome.
He actually directed one of the first direct-to-VHS horror movies. It's called Copperhead. Yeah, and I'm in it. And it's been re-released. Yeah, it got re-released on Blu-ray.
You heard it on Hot Takes.
We should. Oh, you know what? We should stream it on the Hot Takes.
I would do the animal safe version.
Please.
Yeah. We'll have to do the animal safe version because the movie's infamous. For the longest time, the VHS tape was out of print for a long time and worth hundreds of dollars, because it's like they shot copperheads in the movie, like real life copperheads.
Wow.
It was the early 80s. Yeah. It was the middle of nowhere in Missouri.
Yeah, and copperhead, there's like snake farms. You can buy copperheads by the pound. Like, you can get them in gross numbers. Like, and they shot out in the woods in the middle of Missouri, and when they were done, they had 50 live copperheads left there, so they just dumped them in the woods and left.
Bruh.
But
that's an infestation.
And I'm in that movie it's the middle of the woods in Missouri.
True.
No one noticed. But my dad had, self-taught. He was a nature photographer, then became a antique dealer, and they wrote some books in antiques. And so he's self-taught, and so he wanted me to be cultured, me and my brother to be cultured. So he would make us watch Kurosawa films and Fellini films growing up.
Wow.
Well, he's like 8.
Yeah, like 8. I'm in grade school. What's your favorite movie? The Seventh Seal and Seven Samurai.
Yeah, that's unbelievable.
And so we didn't listen to a whole lot of music. He would listen to jazz sometimes, Miles Davis, like only the 1950s, 60s jazz. Everything else was shit. No, I did not hear of Sun Ra until college, we did all this stuff. So that was it. It was a very weird upbringing, because I'd watched normal TV and stuff like that too, but every once in a while I was like, we're gonna watch this art movie. I'm like, okay, cool. And that was just normal. I thought everybody had to watch black and white films from the 50s growing up.
Damn, he put you on hard mode.
Yeah. There is a lot. Yeah, there's I used to do a podcast called The Big Six, and we talk about life and stuff like that. And in that show, every year Liam would give me a different gift, and what did he give you this year? And like one year it was the engine fan of a Thunderbird, supposedly owned once by Barry Goldwater, who is
the engine fan of a Thunderbird, supposedly once owned by Barry Goldwater.
Yeah.
Yep.
And the next was like a metal skull. Well, next was a Afghan war rug, which was actually made in Pakistan, but like it was.
Oh my god!
It's like this rug with like helicopters and AK-47s on it, and then I have that hanging up on my wall. He also he gave me and my brother one, and the other one he's like. The Afghan war rug of 9/11 happened. Like I can't show this in my house, Dad. People will get real angry. I can't invite people to my house. If the repairman shows up and it looks like I'm celebrating 9/11, I could have some problems. I live in the Midwest. I don't know if you know this. So yeah,
hilarious.
Springfield. Every fucking Uber I've taken in Springfield has just turned into Bible study.
Oh
I've
my
never
God.
gotten through an Uber ride visiting you in Springfield.
Yeah.
Springfield is like South Missouri, right?
Central, like South Central.
Southwest, okay.
It's like a little college town, like 150,000
I'm with
people, and then it's a couple hours south of Kansas City and north of Branson. So
I got you.
It's a place.
Apparently, some magic happened there once or twice.
Yeah.
So, like, what are some of y'all's favorite episodes from Night Clerk? And like, are there any that y'all can like think of that like just not a great episode, or just like something?
I'm gonna be super biased in our ones on analog horror.
Ross likes analog horror. Ones that are not great. There's kind of two, I would say.
That's a weird question to ask, but like,
it's fine. Yeah, it's whatever. It's fine. There's two, I would say. One didn't even get released. We ended up re-recording it because I didn't like it. And so, like, because one of the things I try to do with the show is I don't want to be negative. Like, I don't want to be like shitty to people. I don't want to like. I just want to talk about stuff I like. Like, I don't want to waste time talking about stuff I hate.
Yeah,
it's boring
I feel that. I feel that.
So I think when Barber Beats was first blowing up, we did a version of it. I listened back to it when I was kind of editing. I was like, this is a little shitty to put out. Like, it's a little mean.
Oh, you weren't a fan.
Not initially. Well, it wasn't that. It was the episode ended up being called like, "What's the Limit of Plunderphonics?" It was like the re-recorded title.
Like, how far is too far or whatever.
Yeah, and I basically refocused it. The problem was that it was in the context of like two artists' album. And we didn't really talk about the albums. We kind of talked about the genre. And I didn't want to, like, the artists think we're being shitty to them. And we kind of got off track talking about the genre. So kind of re-recorded it to, like, not talk about, like, specific people, basically.
Okay.
To be nice. And then another one is we had a tradition for a while of doing on Cryo Chamber. Every winter they would do an album themed around, like, an old Lovecraftian god. They did, like, a Cthulhu album and, like, a Dagon and et cetera. And I think the last one we did, me and the other guest, Caleb, we were kind of like bored of the genre that at that time. It was totally, and it was so low energy. I didn't have anything to say about it. I felt terrible. I felt terrible on that episode because I was like, man, I got nothing to say. It's fine.
Yeah,
but I'm just
it's
listening
good. It's
to
just
too much of this shit. I have nothing to say.
There's only so much you can say about that style of like, ambient drone kind of music. Like, it's neat, but like, we get it. I still listen to the Cryo Chamber stuff. Like, we just reviewed one of their albums on.
Is Cryo Chamber a vaporwave artist that I'm just unfamiliar with, or they make?
No, they're a label, dark ambient. Label.
Oh, it's a label. Oh, okay. Thanks for putting me on because I'm tired of pretending I know who you're talking about.
Totally, they're huge in like the very popular dark ambient space.
Okay.
And, the guy who does it has they have a style. Like, a lot of their stuff looks the same. They kind of pull from a stable of artists that sound fairly similar.
Ooh, I kind of like that. So kind of like Villain or like
Yeah. So they released like Mount Shrine, which was his like dark ambient project. This Other Side of Lynnhaven was his dark ambient. Project was Mount Shrine. They released
Mount Shrine is really
I'm embarrassed. I'm not knowledgeable about this, but you know me. I've always got my feet in some weird other not vaporwave genre.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fair.
So, but it is run by kind of one guy who is also an artist and everything. But it's very slick. They really have their SEO game down.
Okay, that's
So-
good.
Yeah, they
That's
have-
smart.
They have they do a lot of mixes that are put on YouTube, and some of those.
Thank you for cluing me in. I'm embarrassed that I did not know.
Yeah, I mean, if you don't
So
listen to
much I don't
ambient
know,
music
man.
like that, yeah.
You might
yeah.
have just introduced me to my new favorite genre.
Maybe. It's weird when you're talking about you bringing up the Barber Beats episode, because now, like, my attitude. I mean, I always listen to Barber Beats, and one of the things I appreciate even more now, because at least it's human. You know, like at least it's
It's not AI.
curated-
Yeah, goddamn, dude.
Yeah, it's not AI.
the fucking
it's,
like
presumably they're
threshold
only
is so low now.
actual music done by people. So yeah, so good job, Barber Beats guys. The girl and non-binary, artists of all kinds. Like, thank you for having human musics for humans.
Man, I think
Totally.
I have loved almost every episode we've had. And I won't name anybody, but like the only episodes I wasn't crazy about were ones where like the production value was super low. You know, like somebody just tuned in on their phone or something, and like, or like we did the AV test, and then they like went to somebody else's house for the episode, and I was just like, "What are you doing?" And, you know, or like someone just talked too much or too little. You know, like felt like I had to pull stuff out of people sometimes.
Oh
or,
yeah.
or like
Yeah.
you know, people just
I've had guests
talking.
like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just can't
Yeah.
get a word in edgewise. I don't know. There's like a happy medium, you know.
Yeah, it's a conversation.
Yeah.
It's back and forth. It's like tennis, you know. It's yeah.
Speaking of back and forth,
Yeah.
we're gonna start our audience submitted questions here in about 5 or 10 minutes. Paul, do you want to get one or two other good questions in for the boys before we do the audience questions?
I guess. Shit, I feel like I missed a lot with when I had to go get these headphones. So my question could have been covered. And I don't want to do this off script.
Do it.
You've been doing a podcast for 5 years. Does that make you slowly insane? And how do you keep up with the frequency? How do you keep it going?
Well, I mean, Ross has been doing it for 20 years, so
Yeah,
Yeah.
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 How do
he
you
is
brainstorm
crazy, so
ideas? I would also like to add to
Yeah,
that
it's-
question.
It's tough.
Well-
I mean, yeah.
I mean, Berg's good idea, a really good idea from like last year or this year, is like every other episode we're just gonna do new music. It's like, oh
Yeah,
shit, that's all.
you only have to think of
Summer's
half as many topics. Like,
Yeah.
you know,
So it's only 12 topics per year, you know. Yeah. So
yeah. I
plus
think in
our
terms
bonus
of,
stuff.
yeah, we do one a month also on the pages. It's about 3 episodes a month on average. I think like just doing it. I don't know. It sounds silly, but like just making time for it, like treating it as something that matters, and then making time for it to pick albums and listen to them. Especially because I can listen to stuff during work, you know, while I'm working, because I just work at home and just office stuff. So it's very
Nice.
easy to listen to music while working. And yeah, just carve out an hour every Friday to sit down, you know, basically during my lunch break. Well, you know, closest thing we have to lunch break, and then
Yeah.
talk. I like talking to my friends, so it's not
Easy.
Hasn't really
Yeah.
been that hard. It is hard to think of stuff, and you know, sometimes life does get busy and in the way. So over summer, the release schedule definitely slowed down a little bit. It kind of became like every 3 weeks instead of every 2 weeks, because I just kind of felt overwhelmed and like didn't really want to sit down and like basically we were recording stuff. I just was really bad at like sitting down and editing it and putting it together, and because I do all the post production, so like I do all the art and everything, you know, put
Nice.
all the uploads and everything.
Yeah, it's on YouTube
But-
too.
Yeah, it's on YouTube and everything. But I'm getting back to it, so we did 2 in a row this week, kind of like this, to
Yeah.
to kind of get
That was
back
actually
on-
Paul's
back
idea.
on
Shout
track.
out Paul.
Yeah, just get back on track doing it, and yeah, you just got to make time for stuff you want to do. Unfortunately, it sucks and it's hard, and it's not like a satisfying answer, but it's the right one. It's the answer I have, which is
So I know for me, like what I figured out, one, it's just invigorating to do, like that we're talking about music and finding new music to talk about, and other topics. It is really fun. Yeah, talking to my friend Birk and like or we bring Caleb or other guests on. It's really fun, and doing this is really fun too.
I'm glad you feel
and
that
the,
way.
And the other part is like you have to make it sustainable. Like you have to come up, and like for my own podcast, I have to figure out how much work can I do in a week on a particular episode before I get burned out on it. Like I could, and like, you know, I see other podcasters who go all out and they do Hollywood level production value, stuff like that, and then they disappear after like 6 months or a year or whatever, because it's a marathon, not a sprint, right? And so
Facts.
if you're trying to do a long-term project, you have to like think about how much effort you can put into it every week, how much energy you can put into it, and what you need back.
You got to pace
going.
yourself.
And that's hard to do, but like I just always got enough feedback and attention from like RPPR that it was, and also, you know, I really like role-playing games and talking about them and reviewing old ones and that kind of thing. And with Night Clerk Radio, it's always been like there's always been something interesting musically, you know, finding albums, you know, like just thinking like lo-fi hip-hop, which a lot of people is like, oh, it's just music, it's nothing, but like finding that Kmart lo-fi hip-hop, Kmart chopped beats or whatever it was just like, I love that. Yeah, Kmart Choppers, that's it. Which is, if you're not familiar, it's a lo-fi hip-hop album that samples those Kmart tapes that were
that's hard as fuck.
Digitized. Yeah, exactly. And I love stuff like that. And like that, that's what made me, because I'm all, like, it just
like turns into a concept
guy
album.
Digging, and he's like just about to hit pay dirt, and he walks away. He's like, if I keep crate digging, I'll find that perfect vaporwave album. Yeah, I'll find that. I just got to keep going. So
I think I'm just super interested also in all that sort of, I always call it on the show, cultural detritus of just like all of the media that's been produced and forgotten, and like the show is kind of a way to get back into it.
You do be a fan of the detritus.
Oh yeah,
with your like daily bad
movies.
Oh yeah, and that's been asked in chat already, actually. So maybe we go ahead and lead right into that, because we actually have a pretty good backlog of questions so far. I think we've got like 6, and these are like long ass questions too, like paragraphs. So let's start with Crispy Doodles. What's your process for constructing an episode?
Okay. I say, hey Ross, do you want to do this? And then that's the only idea we have that week. So
you're the idea man.
No, Ross is also the idea man.
I'm joking.
Yeah,
sometimes Ross will say, hey, how about we do this? And I'll say, that's the only thing we thought of this week, so yes, let's do that.
The hardest part of the process is finding new albums to talk about, like, because again, there's so much out there, and so that's also like Cryptop. Oh my God, something new to talk about. Hell
right.
Yeah. Let's go.
Hey, I can help you guys with that.
Please. So like, we'll write, especially for a new album, for album reviews, I'll listen to it and I'll take notes, especially about specific tracks, what I like about it, and look up stuff about the artist. And so I'll write like 500 words in a little Google Doc, and then Birk does the same, and Birk creates a shared thing, and I paste my notes in there.
I love that.
That's what we look at while we're talking. And then for topic episodes, it depends on the topic. Like our Patreon episodes are a lot, we shoot from the hip, and they're way looser. So we usually like don't do much as research for that, or any research, or like it'll be like something I'm super interested in, like Ross to the analog horror concert. You know, like I'm just talking about analog horror again. And I could just do that because I fucking love analog horror. Yeah, so Birk just listens to about analog horror. Yeah,
man, I don't know the first thing. I've been to that one Instagram page of the latent spaces Instagram page, but that's all I know. But I like what I've seen.
Mm-hmm. No, it's pretty neat. There's Godzilla found footage. There's Godzilla analog horror now. Yeah,
Unreal.
Like it's structured as like top secret, a military briefing on this thing that happened, and like it's great. Subscribe to our Patreon, and you can listen to that episode.
Leak that Patreon real quick.
Stop pitching.
Luxury Elite with a banger question. Never stop plugging. Lux wants to know, Birk, how do you pick the most disgusting food chat photos? Let's get a backstory. She also wants to know if you have a folder of them, and if you're actually planning to send them to Christ.
Oh yeah, we were joking about having Christ do a bad food meme collage album via, I don't know, something like that. Yeah, so for chatters maybe on the Discord, there's a food chat, and I love to fill them with both pictures of my cooking, because I like to cook, and I like to fill it with pictures of disgusting, terrible things other people cook, because I think it's fascinating. I think people who proudly put out things that they're not very good at are really, I love it, and like unironically, because I think like just sharing what you're into is great.
Those are some of my favorite cursed memes too.
Yeah,
so like
they're amazing.
You will always have an audience in me.
Yeah. So yeah, like there's this whole culture of like stupid food, Crispy says, food crimes, cursed food. So you just go around like Tumblr, et cetera, et cetera. And yeah, there's some person who like, I don't know, made some terrible pizza with candy corn on it. Like, it's not very.
You were also quite the source of Twin Peaks memes. Like you're quite good at sourcing these things.
Yeah, you gotta be able to search around. You gotta know your various social medias.
Cross-pollinating Discords.
Cross-pollinating. There you go.
Yep.
Well said.
Yeah. Exactly.
Big shout out to Kay. Kay's Cooking on YouTube. One of the OG bad cooks.
Yeah. Kay's been around forever. She's not gotten any better at cooking in like 10 years of making cooking videos. It's pretty amazing.
This northern English woman who like
Lux will probably find it within seconds.
No, like some of her stuff is like millions of views, I think. Like it's like taking uncooked spaghetti and wrapping raw meat around it and putting it in the oven. And that's
there's no way that stuff is done in earnest.
No,
it has. I think it has to be. There's no way it's not.
Oh wow.
Yeah, there's no way she's committed this bit that long.
That's
true.
That's some impressive like Kaufman level commitment to a bit. If they're onto it.
Fair.
Yep.
Next question is by Celadon Dream Suite. Wants to know questions for both of you. What is the vaporwave or other genre? Okay. What is the album that you connected with the most on a personal or emotional level?
DJ Shadow, The Private Press, which I know people think. Yeah. I know Introducing, that's considered his best album, but for me, Private Press, was resonated more with me. Like Blood on the Motorway, I listened to whenever I want to get, philosophical about life. Like I don't know if you listen to that, you know that's track off the top. It's like 10 minutes long, and it goes very cosmic. And there's this whole speech about death and rebirth, and there's a lot of other bangers on that album. 6 Days, and for me it was also like my first trip overseas. I was visiting my brother who's teaching English Japan, and he took me to the Mount Fuji Rock Festival, and I got to see DJ Shadow live, and that's when he was touring with that album, and that was like, oh my god, it was great. So but even before that, I've listened to that album like over 100 times. So
Unreal.
That's a tough one. I'm really bad at these like superlative questions of like
I
what's
know,
the
right?
most.
You've got to pick one out of all of them.
I know. So I'm gonna say stuff that hit me like when I was adolescent, like that first like angry music that kind of connects with you, even though it's like maybe you don't actually have like the same experience overlap, but you kind of convince yourself you do because you just had like your first one or two breakups. So I'm gonna go with like, they're from the early 90s, but I didn't hear them until like the late 90s, early aughts. I'm gonna go either with Diary by Sunny Day Real Estate or 24-Hour Revenge Therapy by Jawbreaker, which are both like early 90s indie kind of emo
Nice
pioneer records. I just remember listening to those when I was like 16 or 17 and being like, fucking A, man.
I would never be able to pick a single one. I can't.
I know.
It's too much.
I'm sure if you asked me in a week, I'd have a different answer.
Respect to you guys for being able to like pick one within seconds. It's not happening for me.
Well, you got me started thinking about DJ Shadow earlier, so I was like, oh yeah,
True.
that one.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Question from MP3 Neptune.
It's like procrastination. You got to do the essay at the end of right before it's due. So
there you go. Never been good at that. MP3 Neptune would like to know, what are some of your favorite and least favorite horror tropes? And also, what kind of topics / fears would you like to see more of in horror media?
Yeah. Least favorite is probably when the aughts era revenge, like torture porn, like Eli Roth era aughts torture
Couldn't do
porn.
it for me.
Favorite is anything that deals with like economic anxiety and material conditions. So.
Okay.
Like zombies are in there, like all that stuff. Like, and I'd like to see that come back because I think we could possibly, unfortunately.
I was thinking more like that Korean movie that had really, really good ratings. The name is escaping me.
There's Parasite.
Yep, that's the one. Yep, where the family moves into the rich people's house. Yep.
Oh yeah, that's Parasite.
That's kind of what I was thinking you were referring to at first.
That's one. I think a lot of zombie stuff is. It generally that horror comes out of economic anxiety and realize. So like you had this late 70s, 80s horror boom because the 70s sucked. There were a bunch of depressions, there were energy crises.
Mm-hmm.
And
zombie movies took off after Katrina.
Yeah, that too.
That's true. That is true. 28 days later, baby.
Well, and people went back to like the old Romero because so much of Dawn of the Dead was the fear of the failing systems as much as it was anything to do with the zombies.
Yeah.
And
the
that
collapse
kind of
society.
came back, and then basically Katrina greenlit the Walking Dead TV show. If anything did.
More recent examples being like Sinners, kind of like homogenization of culture and like losing your culture and racism and everything. And like Weapons of like, threats to our children, like in school and stuff.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
I know my least favorite trope in horror is is actually kind of close to the torture porn thing. It's a lack of conflict in the sense that like, why are we we're just watching the killer or the monster just kill people for a while. Like Hostel, like you can't, like there's some like the French New Extreme films, like I really like Martyrs and Inside, but like there's tension and actual conflict. In Hostel, there's like never any doubt that like it's just they're gonna get tortured for 90 minutes and the movie's gonna end cool. I want there to actually feel like there's a possibility that either side, the victims could escape or the killer could win. Like I like that unpredictability. Okay. My favorite one is like more cosmic horror, and that really that like sense of wonder, like about fate's worse than death, and that kind of thing. So like I rewatched In the Mouth of Madness recently, so big shout out to that. And it was funny, I was on another podcast talking about it. The other people were like, I didn't really see the big deal about it. I was like, well, I really fucking like that one. I really like movies that are more not necessarily Lovecraftian, but like have a grander scale of things and sort of portend to something more ominous than just you get murdered by a guy in a suit or
I got you. Something that's kind of like nebulous. It's not really corporeal.
I really like horror movies that do that. So what's the second part of the question?
The second part of the question, that was smart. I deleted it. It was something to the tune of like, what are some concepts, topics, or like fears that you'd like to see more of? Yeah,
which I think we got covered. Yeah, like
economic cosmic horror, like more. Just make it weird.
Forces
like really
beyond control.
Weird. I really like. I've been watching a lot of Italian horror films from the 80s. Like I rewatched one I got on Blu-ray called The Spider Labyrinth, and that's very cosmic-y. There's a lot of life. Yeah. The Blu-ray comes with the CD of the soundtrack too, which I thought
nice. Okay, that's
but
one and done.
It's a really weird movie about a guy investigating an ancient cult, and it gets weird. So the weirder the better.
Check
basically.
Out.
Yeah.
Love that. Lux has another good question.
I love Godzilla.
And Godzilla. Okay. Yeah, the kaiju shit. I mean, never gets old.
I loved it. Yeah, and Mothra. I'm a big fan of Mothra.
Hell yeah.
This is my Mothra hoodie.
Oh, he's got a yo, that's clean. Okay.
Right there on demand. All right.
Yeah.
Love it. Can't go wrong.
Anyway.
Lux has got another banger question. She said, I've been told that Night Clerk is not the only thing you've all been doing frequently for the last 5 years. You also spend your evenings watching B-movies. What are your favorites? And what are the films that suck the most? Lux, banger questions tonight.
Yeah. Woof.
Lux loves bad movies, man. So
me too.
Great.
Me too. We talk about it a lot. This is also a thing I got from my dad. We used to just go rent like shitty 50s terrible films, like Attack of the 50-Foot Woman and all that nonsense, and Forbidden Planet and everything.
I actually have Forbidden Planet on VHS.
Well, yeah, but like all that like cheesy stuff, and then when COVID hit, we just started watching movies like on Discord and shit, friend group, and we've been doing it pretty consistently almost every night since lockdown of 2020.
The first one we watched was Veronica by Danzig.
Yeah, Danzig's Veronica.
Danzig made a movie? What?
Oh,
he's made two. He's made two.
Yeah, now he's made two.
What? Paul, did you know this?
They're erotic thrillers.
No, I did not know this.
Yeah, some big titty women get killed.
We're not watching this on Hot Takes Movie Night.
No,
Yeah.
it's not appropriate for general audiences.
Yeah,
Maybe Hot Takes public access. Now that's where
maybe,
you're on
yeah.
that.
So, old timers. I think Birk and I
Deadly
can agree.
Lessons. Deadly Lessons is my number one all timer.
Okay, Deadly Lessons. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, in terms of overall oeuvre of work, would be Neil Breen.
Yeah, Neil Breen's big in there.
Yeah, Neil Breen is legendary. I love this new movie too, which is all green screened.
And he's a nightmare.
And Getaven or Champagne and Bullets.
Road to
or
Revenge, same movie.
Yeah.
That's where the name comes from, because
Wow.
the name of our movie night is the Long John Silver Fuck Tub. Because in Getaven, there's a sex scene where they're in like a dirty bathtub, but there's like a piece of little nautical netting in the background or somewhere. And one person's like, what the fuck is this Long John Silver Fuck Tub looking room?
Oh my
so
God.
that's what became our,
That sounds like some
The name
shit
of
Paul
our-
would type.
yeah.
That does
thing-
sound
I
like
think-
something I would type. Yeah.
Yeah, it does.
The
What in the
worst
Long
ones
John
are
Silver
actually,
fuck
like-
did you just say to me?
Yeah.
The best ones in general are the ones made by somebody who doesn't know what they're doing but has some
Yeah.
passion in it. And the worst
Yeah.
ones are the cynical mockbusters. Like, we don't watch like anything from the Asylum
Yeah.
usually because it's just so like by the numbers and boring. Like, what's that?
Like someone who knows they're making a bad
Sharknado.
movie. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Not great.
Yeah, once you know
It's
you're
like-
making a bad movie, the magic's gone. Like
Yeah,
the
yeah.
thing that I like is that someone is, again, like the food, they're trying to do something that's very, very hard. Making a movie is really, really hard. And they're doing their best,
Yeah.
and they have $50,000. They don't know what to do with it, and it's beautiful. Like, I love the trifecta vanity of like written, directed, starring by. It's like Empire of the Dark, which is about like a frumpy guy in the Midwest who fights a demon cult outside his farm, with the help of his large adult son.
His large
You know.
adult son. Yeah.
His large
Oh,
adult
yeah.
son is what I call him. Like I said, Deadly Lessons, which is like this weird. It's weird because most bad movies are action because the person making them thinks they're an action hero, right?
Oh,
And they
yeah.
want to, they want to be a cool action hero or like a cool, sexy James Bond type. And then there are people who do like random, just drama, like psychology films, and that's what Deadly Lessons is. It's about a guy trying to like take people on a magical journey to heal themselves of their things that are not actually mental illnesses. It's like, it's very, the adventures of Simon Conjurer. But the guy who knew it knew the people who did Baby Geniuses, so he got John Voight to be in it as the antagonist. So you could see John Voight throw a child off a roof.
Please don't ever give Lux these lists. I don't want to watch these
I'm
movies.
gonna yeah.
Yeah. Deadly Lessons, I think, is still on Tubi. So you
And I downloaded it just in
Oh
case
my
that
God.
went away.
big shout out to Partners. Which is,
Partners is a classic.
Yeah. That's two dudes who thought they could make a buddy cop movie with no money. Well, they have they had like money for like one tracking shot in the first scene, and then it's like, no.
That's hilarious.
God, there have been so many. What was that one about the guy in the field shooting at the horses and for like 5 minutes straight?
Devil something. But yeah, there's just like it's like a very weird film. It's not like fun to explain. It's just a weird ass fucking film of like.
It's not
We had
fun
an
to
hour of
explain.
footage. No, there's too much setup. You have to kind of see it.
Yeah.
I mean, my love
just
of
love
this
that
stuff are
statement.
Mystery Science Theater 3000.
Yeah.
One thing I could show in the Hot Takes Discord is one of the VHS tapes wasn't like a classic movie, but it was I don't know where my parents found it, but it was just labeled Attack of the B Movies, and it's just like an hour or 70 minutes of B movie trailers, and that's it. Like that's all, and it's just like, and I had it digitized.
It's gotta be like 45 trailers.
Oh yeah,
Unreal.
it's all and some of them are in color, and some of them like they're not all horror movies. There's like one are like, hey guys, gun girls. These are naughty teenage girls with guns, and like they don't know what to do. Yeah. So it's very trashy. So that's how I got started on that stuff, and then finding out about movies like Neil Breen, and like, yes, give me more. But Birk's a true like the crate digging these bad movies. He's a hero. I will
Connoisseur of bad
these
art.
great deeds, because he's creative. He'll get like for Christmas, was it last year or the year before, where we're gonna watch the worst Hallmark movies that I
Yeah, I watched all the lowest rated Hallmark
Oh,
movies.
you
on
watch
IMDb.
Hallmark movies? Wow.
Yeah.
like the non-Christmas ones. Like there's like one Hanukkah one they do every year.
Yeah, they do their
And,
one.
Yeah, it was about like competing bagel families and like.
Yes, it was extremely
APAC
tropey
hasn't
and
gotten to
offensive.
Hallmark.
It was, yeah.
Yeah, just the depths of Hallmark.
I really want to get into Chicken
that's funny.
Sisters. I don't know if
Oh,
you guys
yeah?
Yeah, Chicken Sisters looks wild, and it's called Chicken Sisters, and it's Hallmark, so it's pretty much it's ticking all the boxes.
Yeah.
Get in
Yeah.
there.
All right.
I don't need to know anymore. Yeah, I'll
We'll find it.
It's
Yeah.
like
You
they,
guys are
it's like
looking
someone's
for
like,
content.
could you make Twin Peaks but take out all that freaky shit? And someone's like, so just like what? It's like, just like, I don't know, like sisters with competing chicken restaurants. So it's like, okay, we're on it. And it's in it's headed in for a third hit season on Hallmark. So
So
Kentucky
Sisters.
Fried Chicken fuck tub.
Oh, we do watch occasional good movies. We did watch all the Satoichi films.
Yeah, all
or-
20-something of them,
Yeah,
yeah.
there's 20 of them, 21 of them, or something like that. And then what are those trucker movies from the 70s
Oh,
called?
Truck Rascals.
Truck Rascals.
Truck Rascals.
Yeah.
So there's a trend of like in the 70s of truck decatura, which is like putting all like weird shit all over. Like you'd be driving it's not really an 18-wheeler because the roads are smaller, but like a big panel truck, and you put like lights and stickers and posters and stuff all over it and drive it around. And Truck Rascals follows two guys who are drivers, and they just go around and they kind of like one of them generally falls in love with someone who they shouldn't be in love with, and then they have misadventures around some little truck stop and then move on. There's like 10 of them.
Yeah, we watched like.
You said there was
half of them.
20.
Yeah.
No,
Well,
there's
there's 20
Zatoichis.
Oh, okay. I misheard.
Satoichi's
My
the
bad.
Which is
blind-
different. That's a blind
Yeah,
swordsman. Miss.
Yeah.
Satoichi.
He kills so many Yakuza guys. It's
Right.
Loves killing Yakuza guys. Yeah.
yeah.
We love to watch series. So like we have a rule where any series that has at least 5 entries, we try to watch all of them.
So
But,
you
like,
watched all of the like Police Academy movies and all that shit.
We haven't done that. We haven't done that yet, but we did like
A little too
all
mainstream for you.
Well, it's because I know there's a many. It's generally when I find out that there's a bunch of them that there shouldn't be. So like, there's a Tom Berenger film, Sniper, in the early '90s. It was like a one-off action film, but for some reason they made 11 of them. As of recently as last year, they were still making Sniper films. So we've just been watching all of those. We
11
try to do it,
different
like-
directors.
Yeah, they're just tax havens, basically. We did that. So like we did all of the Dragonheart movies because I didn't know there were like 6 of those. I only remember the first one, but we have to keep it interesting. So we watched those in order of ascending Scrabble score for their titles. So we do shit like that because you got to keep it interesting.
That's
No,
great.
it reminded us of the Terminator timeline order.
Oh yeah, we watched Terminator, but we watched all the
In
timelines.
chronological order.
Well, in repeated chronological order. So we did Terminator, Terminator 2, Terminator 3, then watched Terminator again, Terminator 2, and then like the off split that's into like Genesis and Dark Fate, and then like watched it again into like the Terminator
You guys are
Salvation timeline. So we watched-
masochists.
yeah, we're crazy. It's
Yeah, I gotta
gotta
respect the grind.
freebasing. It's a little freebasing.
Indeed,
yeah.
indeed. The terminology is just off the charts. I got a
Yeah.
serious question for you, courtesy of
Okay.
Puffin Bill Grooves, who's Obson, by the way. Can you think of any non-vaporwave thing that speaks to the duality of comfort and anxiety? It cannot be images in food chat.
Damn it.
Happy images in food chat. Oh man, I mean, I think there's a lot of drama films that sort of talk about like dissonance and trying to find a place in your world. I mean, a lot of like, I mean, that's what the Build and Wrong Roman genre is. You know, the transition from childhood to adulthood, right? Giving, you know,
Fair, yeah.
figuring out, yeah.
Yeah, coming of age is actually an interesting example, just
Yeah.
given how like I've seen the social decay over the past, I don't know, 5-10 years. To like go back and watch like, I don't know, like Stand By Me or something, and they're like,
Yeah.
oh, you never had friends like in middle school. And like, boy, tell me, like,
Mhm.
you know, like that type of stuff.
I mean, but think about like Huckleberry Finn, like that's sort of like the quintessential American novel, right? And like it's just a boy and his friend having an adventure, and then as we get in there, you know, he's realizing, you know, he has to give up his comforts and sort of realize the humanity of Jim and like sort of grow up. And Yeah, so I think that's the first genre that sort of comes to mind, and which kind of makes sense. Yeah.
Fair.
Yeah, but that's a
Twin
really
Peaks is a great example too.
Yeah,
actually.
Yeah, because you have all those scenes in the diner and everything's nice, and then things aren't so nice, Yeah.
And it's funny because people want that actually so much because like Firewalk with Me, all the fan edits try to add that back in because like the original, like Firewalk with Me proper is like the theatrical cut of it is
just
like
beats the shit out of you for
it just
2
beats the
hours.
shit out of you with like how terrible Laura had it, and all the fans like, can I add another hour of the stuff the other fun stuff because like this is a lot, David. This is a lot.
I think that's David Lynch is really a good example. Just
broadly,
broadly like blue.
He turns that Norman Rockwell shit right upside down.
Yeah.
So
Don't look away. Let the fear wash over you.
You see, I feel like this could be a Night Clerk Radio episode. Topic.
There you go.
Yeah, we could do some research.
You heard it on Hot Takes.
Yeah.
Great question, Puffin Bill Grooves. Rosecorp likes to ask regularly, any newer vaporwave artists that you've been fucking with?
Oh boy, just said how hard it is to find new stuff.
Right,
And
Paul. I
the
want to
thing
hear
is,
from you too.
I want to hear from Paul. Tell me, Paul.
Me?
I want to hear
I
from
don't
all
know.
three of you guys.
He didn't say it's a question for Birk and Ross, so like everyone else did. So it's fair game. It's funny because I was thinking about this a little bit when I saw it pop up because I was like, oh no, that's a tough one. Because when I think of like recent, it's even people who are like the last 2 or 3 years. So I don't know, like, and they're all vapor homies. They're all in this chat.
Yeah. I was
I
gonna say
feel like-
Brick Mason, but I think I saw Brick Mason chat earlier.
like
Right.
Hush Tones and Brick and Zelda. and all them.
The artist I just reviewed for I think our last episode, the Gargoyle Von.
They've been around for a while though.
Oh, okay. So it's new to me. So
Yeah,
who
that's
was
the
it?
thing. It's like,
yeah. I am looking. Yeah, because I mean I discover artists like Alpha Chrome, Yo-Yo, or Louis Zong.
yeah, we did Constant Night. That was a banger album.
Nice.
But just
Awesome.
looking through.
I'm actually
Also
going
not
through my
new, right?
recents
They've been
too.
around for a while.
Yeah, let me
Right.
look at my Bandcamp collection. What have I bought lately?
Yeah, that's
That's
exactly
a
what
good
I'm doing.
place to actually check. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
the real truth of my answers.
Yeah. Let's see here. Not a vaporwave artist. Not a vaporwave artist.
Yeah, same.
I got all the King Gizzard and Lizard Wizard because they were for
All
free or
of them?
whatever.
Wow.
Well, they had this deal where you could get them all on Bandcamp for like $1 or something like that.
Oh, wow.
Or $1 each or something. Let's see.
I mean, again, they're not new, but I've been loving all the Lego shit Dreamcastle's been doing.
Oh,
Not
yeah.
just Lego
Oh, yeah.
Castle, but pirates and space and all that
huge
shit.
Dreamcastle fans here tonight.
Cinematic sequences.
Cinematic sequences. Yeah, I was just thinking that
Nice.
too. That's fun.
Yeah.
That's funny. That's
Nobi One I think is pretty new. I don't know who specifically vaporwave artist, but Nobi One's also does really interesting little cartoons on YouTube. So yeah,
That's one I've not heard of.
Frezwave is fucking awesome. Just for the record, Frezwave is awesome, and Vesna is awesome.
okay.
Yep.
those are
Frezwave
beats
has
here.
great taste.
And I still have my kindergarten brain. Like if I see you and I like what you're doing, I just walk over. I'm like, "Hi, I'm Paul. What are you doing? You want to be friends?" So I feel like it's hard for me to talk. Most of the music that I'm checking out is often like my homies, and they're probably my homies because I heard what they were doing and I did that. We're like, "Hey, let's be friends. I like you."
Yeah.
Aw.
So
I mean that's what I do for my podcasting too. A lot of times, hey, want to play RPG? You know, like
Nice. Nice.
Let's play.
And like this is one thing I always shout out on the show is like the importance of curation. Like if you care about like new artists, try to get them together and packaged and out there in some way. Like just share that with other people. Because one of the more influential albums in some sense recently for me was Halcyon Tapes in like 2023 did like a vaporwave up and comers comp.
Yeah.
And that
yeah.
was where I first heard. That was a lot of like first introduction to like Gore and Tef and Selden and Lost Traveler, and Kenmore and Sherman and like all these people.
Nice.
And,
Yeah, I remember that one.
Like, that kind of stuff is those kind of comps are like super interesting to get people up and
Was
out.
that the 2023 one?
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to
Yeah,
I don't know if
say
there's like a 4 and a 5.
Lux just
but,
linked it.
like-
Thank you.
like
Oh,
2022
Wiz put
had,
that
like,
together.
me
Wizard of
and-
Loneliness. Shout out. I didn't
Yeah.
know that.
Yep.
Very cool.
In 2022, it was a bunch of like I don't know, all my friends, everybody I hang out with, Van Gogh and Simple Syrup. You know, it's kind of funny. I feel like that was perhaps a not appreciated enough little yearbook thing that Wiz was doing. It was very cool.
Yeah.
It was very cool, man.
Yeah.
Shout out to him.
Also, my favorite Barber Beats artists are Slower Pace and Oblique Occasions, and big shout out to whoever does the albums on those artists because they always look so beautiful.
Oh, the covers,
yeah. The cover, the graphic design of Barber Beats is totally.
That is
it.
the strong one strong thing that they have going on is their graphic design. Man, tell you what, talk about
I want
iconic.
to find I want to commission graphic designers like that. Like, holy shit.
Yeah, real shit.
I want to do RPG that has that style. Like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, you know what sucks? We gotta wrap up. It's already that time.
Oh my
so
gosh.
since we don't have a Patreon, we gotta wrap up. But what we like to do always at the end of every episode, I know, right? It's in the works. We always like to give you guys the floor to kind of shout out anything you want, promote, put people on, name drop. Just like you have the floor for, the next 5 minutes.
Do you want to go first, or you got something?
The show, Night Clerk Radio.
Yeah,
check
Night
it
Clerk
out
Radio.
if you liked this. You'll probably like listening to us bullshit also on our side of things. So check it out if that's into you, what you're into. But otherwise, I don't have a lot to shout out because I don't do anything else really. So go check out what other people in the scene are doing. Vapor 3 and shit's coming up. Pay attention
That's
to your
right.
shows.
That's right.
Oh, I wanted to shout out a very popular artist, but I really like the Living Tombstone because they did a music video, Everything Is Fine remix. And I want to say this because one of my favorite artists is Casey Green. Casey Green did This Is Fine, the little dog that's, drinking coffee.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I saw that on your picture of your desk.
Yes. Yeah. I strongly identify with This Is Fine. And he did a music video where he got art, including Louis Zong is one of the artists, to animate. It's a music video, but every 10 seconds is animated by a different artist. And it's like cool. this pop punk song. And here, I'll put it in the thing. But yeah, it's just 4 minutes long, and it's just crazy animation, and it's very fun. And let's see here. So I thoroughly enjoy that, and I also like Cultic is a new video game that came out, retro shooter. We talked about it on Night Clerk Radio, but it's a really good soundtrack. It's like a stylized Blood and the FPS and Quake 1. You're mowing down hordes of cultists, but it's done by one guy who programs it, does the art, and did the soundtrack.
Wild.
And, so the Cultic soundtrack is really good. It's on Bandcamp, and the game is
talk about an artist vision.
Yeah, no kidding. Yeah, and it's the kind of horror I really dig. Throwing bundles of dynamite, exploding cultists, and gory little bits. Yeah, it's pretty fun. I can keep going, but I don't know.
Too cool. Link us to your link us to your tabletopper community.
Yeah, do I?
Or your podcast.
Oh
yeah.
Link us to that shit.
Yeah, I have a link tree that has links to everything.
Please do.
But yeah, Role Playing Public Radio is discussions of tabletop role-playing games. RPPR Actual Play is a weekly actual play podcast where we cover different games from Delta Green to Monsters of the Week to Red Markets that our friend, Birk and I friends, Caleb wrote, which is economic horror. It's a zombie RPG, but you have to pay your bills still, so you have to go out and do jobs.
Oh, wow.
Get evicted. Yeah, it's a real horror game.
Yeah.
And then I do another one called Ludo Narrative Dissidents, which is a long-form review podcast where me, and Greg Stolze, and James Wallace, who are two other game designers, we review a book each episode, a role-playing game book. And RPPR, we review old, silly RPG books and kind of make fun of them, Palladium's Rifts, if you've heard of that. It's there's a lot of really bad, silly RPG books, for lack of a better term. So, yeah. But yeah, I do a lot of RPG stuff. I write scenarios and put them on the Patreon, and we have our own Discord community. And
I know 2 or 3 people at very minimum in chat are into that shit. Y'all should join up. Check that shit out.
Yeah.
And
we have a discount right now.
Radio.
Use discount code RPPRMISS to get 20% off an annual membership on RPPR for the RPPR Patreon. Because I'm posting shit there every week. And I've been doing that since 2015. So I have 10 years of backlogs you can get through
Unreal.
podcasts and artwork and PDFs, and we got our own Discord, and yeah. Anyways, RPGs, they're neat. Vaporwave, it's neat. I like it. Yay.
Night Clerk Radio, everybody. Shout out Birk and Ross for joining us tonight. It's been a long time coming. You guys were terrific. And you guys, if you wanna see what the more well planned out and more eloquent Vaporwave talk show sounds like, go stream some Night Clerk Radio stat. Luxury Noise, what can you put us on? What have you got going on and coming up?
So I just did Roge Fest 3. I will be posting that, and I'll be sharing details about that and getting my performance up so people who didn't attend can see that in the next little bit here. Thursday night in the Roge Corp Isle of Eternal Chill. Am I naming the server correctly? I feel like names.
That sounds correct.
The Roge Corp Isle of Eternal Chill will be hosting a listening party sort of a thing for my remaster of my record from 2023, Forgive Yourself, which it sounds a lot bigger and wider and lusher, and I've been quietly rolling this out. There's some fucked up thing with Apple Music where only some of the remastered tracks are there, and then the old masters there, so don't listen to it there, because there it makes it sound like I'm a crazy person. But it's a good remaster, and we'll all hang out and we'll listen to it. So please come hang out in that server if you haven't joined, and we'll all listen to that. I have some recent singles out. Behind a Cloud is the most recent one, and it was also on a compilation from the Ecofuturism Corporation.
Yes.
That was called Dream Break, and it had a lot of other cool stuff, and it had Vesna, who I mentioned earlier on it, but I'm a big fan of Vesna, also on that, and it's just cool to sort of see that there's a lot of people. I will be on the Dystopian Oasis Mall Black Friday stream. It's November 28th. It's like a shopping mall. The concept's a little fuzzy to me. It's exciting, though. We're at a mall. That's what I know.
I thought it was still the 23rd.
23rd. Maybe 23rd. That's right. Sorry, you heard it wrong from me,
good.
And you heard
I'm
it right
on it
from
too,
Isaac.
so that's why I'm known to get things wrong.
And then, definitely not least of all, we have Vapor Aid 3 coming up. Not this coming weekend, but the weekend after that. And we have a lot of just everybody's going to be awesome on that. And we're raising money and doing good things. So please come hang out and have the best Saturday that you'll have all November that doesn't involve leftovers. And I think that's everything I have going on. But maybe there's something else that I wanted to talk about, and it's just gone now. So I guess I have to yield. I'm yielding.
Top 5 Young Shiro moments. So, a lot of the same shit, man. I was part of Roge Fest 2K25. I did a 20-minute synthwave into dark synth set. Started with some really chill, just kind of like 80s pop, and then ended up with a perturbator track. So, and the visuals. Sorry, I almost said vegetables. The visuals were done by one Jumper Kimmons as a collaboration with Roge Corp. His computer shit itself. So Roge Corp picked up what Jumper Kimmons put down. So check that out. It's on my YouTube. It's on my my SoundCloud as well, and you can find that right here. Additionally, I'll be involved in Vapor Aid 3. Hey man, we're helping out disadvantaged people in Palestine. We're going to be taking donations. Quiz is putting that on with the support of Hot Takes. We got to put the finishing touches on that stat. But on the 15th, I believe starting at 2 p.m. at this very channel, last I checked, is going to be Vapor Aid 3, and the lineup is killer. I can't wait to see Dreamcastle set. Holy shit. But anyways, I'm doing 20 minutes of deconstructed club music, Burke's favorite. So lots and lots of absolute audio brutality, just searing, violent, no melody, no mids, ass shit. It'll be really good, and it'll hit.
Mids. No fucking
it'll
mids.
Hit in a club setting, man. It's violent. Coming right up, you're right. I looked up Dystopian Oasis's Insta. It is the 23rd. So Virtual Mall, Dystopian Oasis's Virtual Mall is going to be 12 to 7 Pacific on November 23rd. I sent them an hour-long vaporwave set. I said, I'm not doing your show unless you want me to do vaporwave. I'm going to do an hour-long set, no less. And they said,
Did you really say this, or did you just do it?
Yeah, I did. And it's because I have so much vaporwave. I'm like, if I'm going to sit down and do this, I'm not going to be able to distill this down to a 20-minute set. So Jenny Jenkins said, yelp, and the Dab Wizard's doing visuals on that. Poor guy. So that's going to be an hour of vaporwave. I like the set, it's got all kinds of old stuff, new stuff, all of the above. So check it out. That's November 23rd, starting at 12 Pacific. That's 3 Eastern. Coming up on the 20th of December, hasn't even been announced yet, but I got permission. Roche Corp's doing another event. It's called Christmas on the Isles Volume 1.
Oh, shit, that's what I forgot. What I forgot.
Oh, you're participating? Great. So good. On the 20th of December, I don't think he told me what time. That's probably as yet to be determined. Official reveal later this month. Lineup early next month. Charity to go along with it to be determined. I'm doing 20 minutes of bubblegum bass. I just sent him the set last night. The visuals hopefully are going to be a lot of fun. He's doing a lot of video game type visuals, so like Donkey Kong Country, Chameleon Twist, Spyro, Banjo-Kazooie, that sort of thing. I told him no Super Mario Sunshine because fuck that game.
For my Rose Christmas set, I'm doing 2 hours of Isaac Wave, which is just music that is made by sampling, Isaac talking and then creating instruments from all those samples. It's gonna be it's a banger. 2 hours.
You poor thing.
2 hours of Isaac Wave. Yeah.
I believe there's a Nostalgia Lounge IRL show coming up in December in Cincinnati. Last I checked, so I'm going to be playing that. Last I checked, so that'll be really good. Shout out Crystal Eternal. We'll see how that goes. Probably going to see if she'll let me play an ambient set. I think I'm going to sit down crisscross applesauce and just literally just free mix a whole bunch of weird shit if they'll let me.
Oh, get one of those things that lets you plug into mushrooms. Yeah.
Oh, whoa, yeah, I remember that, where like you can tap the things and they make sounds.
Well, like you plug it in, it gets the electrical impulses from like plants or mushrooms.
I'm conflating two different things.
Yeah.
Either way, guys, it's going to be an exciting rest of the year. And 2026, already got some plans for some IRL shit in 2026 coming up too in February and in May. So it's going to be good for young Shiro. But either way, enough about me. Birk and Ross, thank you guys so much. Luxury Noise, thank you so much for co-hosting with me tonight. Y'all tune into Hot Takes. Whether you're an old-timer, whether you've been in the Discord since day one, or you're a new chatter tonight, I really appreciate that you were here. If you're listening in on podcasts, thanks for tuning in. We really appreciate that, and I also appreciate y'all's donations tonight, too. For those who've stayed the course, man, you mean so much to me. But either way, y'all run up that Night Clerk Radio, and at the end of the day, I want to make sure that you guys know that in 2 weeks, we're actually going to do 2 weeks this time. At the same time, same place, 8 p.m. Eastern, twitch.tv/hottakesvapor. That's November 17th. We're going to be having Alpha Chrome Yayo on the show with Quiz as my co-host. Ooh. It's going to be an awesome night. But thank you very much, everybody, for being here, not least of which my illustrious guests. We're going to run the ads, and I hope you guys all have a good night.